What's up, YouTube? It's Jay, and I'm back for a Toxic Tuesday. And I appreciate everybody who coming out. And I like as you guys come in today to go ahead and drop that a comment, hit that like button, share the video to somebody you know, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about the content that we create today. Once again, is we're trying to come back each and every day with another video, with fresh new content. Um, and we're gonna hit you guys with some current events, something that this is something that pretty much the world has kind of reacted to, and everybody has a stance on this right here. And everybody just kind of feel whatever way they want to feel. And like I always say, everybody got a right to feel whatever way which they like to feel. So and if you offend me today, you probably don't neither. So what we're gonna react to today is the Carmelo Anthony and the Austin Metcalf. They're out there in Frisco, Texas, and it was the track event. Little young black guy got approached by two little young white boys, twin brothers, pretty substantial size different in them. The little white boys, I think the report says they was like 6'1", 230. So pretty good size on them. And the black kid, if I'm not mistaken, he was like I'm not sure his height. We're gonna see. We're gonna pull the report on it, but we're gonna see his if they give out his dimensions. But I do remember them saying that the white boy was they was like pretty good size. So there could be an intimidation factor, or whatever the situation may be. And the police report, I'm going to share this with you guys also, first and foremost. So here we go. Come here. And I'm going to share this. Let's go to the police report first. Just share that. All right. Police report for Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf fatal stabbing released April the 9th, 2025. The full police report for the stabbing that took place at a high school track meet at Kykendall Stadium in Frisco, Texas, last week has been released. And it contains detailed information about the alleged events that took place before the fatal incident. Austin Metcalf, a junior at Memorial High School in Frisco, was stabbed after he allegedly got into an altercation with 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who is a student at Centennial High School in Frisco. Reports indicate that the dispute began after Metcalf told Anthony he was sitting in the wrong spot. Metcalf was stabbed in the heart. Multiple witnesses told Frisco Police Department officers who responded to the scene that Anthony had been seated under a tent for Memorial High School when the confrontation began. Metcalf allegedly told Anthony that he could not sit under the tent since he did not go to the school. At that point, a witness says Anthony grabbed a bag and reached inside of it before yelling, before telling Metcalf, touch me and see what happens. The witnesses said Metcalf then grabbed Anthony to move him. Anthony allegedly took out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest before fleeing the scene. Metcalf's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, told a similar story. Hunter said Anthony had sat under the memorial tent and was told by Austin that it was reserved for those who went to the school. Hunter said Austin stood up and pushed Anthony to get him out of the tent, at which point Anthony grabbed a knife and stabbed Austin. You can read the full arrest report, but that's pretty much, let me see. Police officer said Anthony admitted to stabbing Metcalf and said he was protecting himself. Anthony asked one officer if the officer thought what Anthony did could be considered an act of self-defense. Anthony has been charged with first-degree murder and was being held in the Collin County Jail on $1 million bond. As of Tuesday, Anthony's father told the media outlet that his son was not the aggressor in the incident. Metcalf was a member of Memorial High School track and field team, a team MVP as a linebacker on the varsity football team, and a member of the National Honor Society. So right now, I mean, it's pretty, you know, it was pretty cut blank and plain and simple to me, man. Like, you know, this kid that came through, he sat in the wrong tent. He got a dude pretty much went to him. The white boy went and approached him and told him, hey, you know what I mean? Pretty much you can't be sitting over here. This is for our school. Seemed like the black boy wasn't budging. White boy pushed him. Black boy said, hey, man, put your hands on me again to see what happened. He did it. Stabbed him. So then it's like, in a certain token, y'all, is almost kind of, you know, we can take whoever side we want to. Whoever you think right is just your opinion. Whoever you think wrong, that's your opinion. But for me, it's like, on the aspect of doing too much, is the white boy doing too much right now? He's telling him, because that's where, from my understanding, hey, you know, if my track club, we set up a tent, unless somebody was invited over here by one of our teammates or whatever, then other than that, everybody be looking at you like you're a complete stranger, and we want to know, like, who is this guy and who invited you? You know, I don't know if it's gonna get to the point where, you know, I'm gonna try to get physical and push you out. They could be kind of doing too much. You put your hands on somebody else, it's doing too much. You know, that's always crossing the line. So once you start putting your hands on somebody, then, you know, people got the right to defend themselves. Once they feel threatened, they got the right to defend themselves. And was he wrong? Was he wrong? Was the boy wrong by pushing him out? I say, yeah, he was. You were definitely wrong. You know, you going up and put your hands on somebody else's child is really not your responsibility, because you could have went and got an authority figure, but you wanted to take the place of an authority figure, doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself directly in harm's way, doing too much. Black boy, you know, however it may sound, told you, hey, man, you put your hands on me one more time, and you thought it was okay. Doing too much. Guess what happened? He done pulled out a knife and stabbed him, and fled the scene. here go my thought on that. You're doing too much. Y'all couldn't get into a physical altercation. Y'all couldn't just you couldn't push the back. You couldn't stand your ground because it seemed like he was already standing your ground. You telling them, touch me one more time and see what happened. You couldn't just stand your ground on that. You couldn't, because you pulling out a knife, you pulling out a weapon, and if somebody just put their hands on you, once again, you can't tell a person how to, react, but you doing too much too, man. You doing too much. You're going to pull out a whole knife and actually stab this man in the public, on the government property, in the school event, in the track meet, in front of all these people, kids. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. What you even, and the question has to be asked, what are you even doing with a weapon at a school track event anyway? You don't, a lot of times you don't have this weapon by mistake, and if he had it by mistake, it's a lot of times he wouldn't even know he had it, so he wouldn't even been able to use it. So from my standpoint, he had to bring it intentionally. He had to bring it intentionally. So what was your intentions on actually having that knife there? What's the intention and what's his reason behind that? Because he ain't finna make a statement. You got to know that. No, is no statement finna come from him, and his lawyers probably ain't finna issue nothing out that's gonna really give out anything that's gonna incriminate him, because the district attorney or the prosecutors, they gonna try to have that for their lunch. So we ain't finna get it, but we can dang so speculate, because they're giving us room to speculate. So I want to know, what was the reason why you brought this weapon to this track and field event? Because if he was getting bullied, I have heard that the boy was getting bullied. I have heard that if you was getting bullied, you're not even at your school. Why you didn't go to antidote? Why you didn't, why this situation haven't been brought to light, that these kids out here bullying you? Because everybody's telling these days anyway. Everybody got something to say. So why haven't that been brought to light, that you have been getting bullied? Because this issue could have been nipped in the bud. You'd have felt protected. You'd have felt like, hey man, you should have no reason to bring a weapon, because when you bring a weapon, anything can happen at any time. A lot of times when people have weapons, it's going to make you feel more superior anyway, especially somebody trying you. Yeah, I wish you would, you're more apt, especially when you got a more physically imposing person, that's looking to impose their will or force on you. There's gonna be a situation where you might just feel like, hey, it's the right situation. But my thinking is, when you go to court, they want to know what was your intentions on bringing that knife there. They want to dig deep on, and that's what my mind goes. I'm to the age now, I don't have time to think really surface level. I want to know, hey man, they want to know that. So I want to know, what was your intentions? You had to put that knife in that bag. You had to, with some type of intentions. So, and then, you look like you fled away from your school, or however way you got away from your crowd. You went over here. I think it was something else to that altercation. I think it was probably a little bit more. Because for him to push him, I mean, that's just me thinking. It could have happened just the exact way they put it. But for him to push that man, it probably was a little bit more yapping. Or, it maybe wasn't. But my standpoint, honestly, both of them did too much. You do not have the right to put your hands on nobody else's child. You don't have the right to put your hands on nobody. And once that person retaliates, you cannot, you can't be throwing little hissy fits. But at the same time, if a person retaliates in such a way, now you make this other person a casualty. Now the situation is it ain't just so cookie cutter now. It ain't just, it's just self-defense, because now that's unreasonable. You know, that's just like, we can sit right here and say that was self-defense all day. And I got an interesting take on that too, because my thought was, hey, you know, he point blank, you're guilty to me. Like, it's no way that, you know, you just use a knife. This man pushed you, and you didn't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't end his life the way you did in front of everywhere you did. That's not, to me, that wasn't reasonable. But I was having a conversation with a guy, and he was telling me that, hey man, in the state that which I live in, Atlanta, Georgia, you know, when King Von, you know, his situation happened, right? King Von didn't have a weapon. King Von went up to that guy, was clearly the aggressor, and you know what I mean, the guy pulled out a weapon, and King Von became a casualty that night. So that's, and it kind of made me kind of switch up my stance on it, because it's like, I want to sit right and think like, yeah, man, that was too much. Like, I don't care about who, you know what I mean, sending this guy to jail or none of that. I'm just looking at the situation. Like, that was a little bit too much, man. Knowing the laws and trying to understand them, for my opinion, that was too much. But at the same time, now, like, I don't know how it's gonna really work. So we got to really kind of dig and see what Texas is gonna think. I got another, I got a video that I want you guys to kind of watch with me, and I'm gonna pause it. We ain't gonna watch the whole thing, but they're gonna kind of help us understand how the laws work in Texas. You know, when this type of situation occur. You know, so let's check that out real quick. Texas law. Because, you know, we can speculate about this thing all the time, but it's best for us to kind of really educate ourselves. And if you guys feel like, you know, hitting the link coming up to the platform, if y'all got an opinion on it, y'all want to get out, however y'all feel about it, y'all come and let me know. Come on up on the panel and give me your take on it. But let's listen to, these are some lawyers, y'all. So let's listen to what they got to say right quick. And then, you know, we'll react to it.
I want to kick it off with this case down in Texas. It's so disturbing. These two kids, these two high school kids, like, if this didn't need to happen. Right. The 17-year-old assailant, Carmelo Anthony, is arrested and charged with murder over the stabbing death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. It happened on April 2nd. Austin and his twin brother and this Carmelo Anthony, who belonged to a different school, were all at a track meet as spectators. And I don't totally understand, because I've heard different versions of this, but it appears that at the track meets, they would set up these tarps, and then various kids would hang out under the tarps. And Austin and his twin brother and a group from their school were under one tarp. There were many tarps. And Carmelo Anthony, who was from a different school and definitely not part of their posse, came under the tarp and appears to have sat in Austin's seat. Again, the allegations on exactly where he was and what the offense was.
Keeping it real, just, and we're not kids. We gotta keep it. Y'all be thinking these are kids. Kids that, you know, we gonna kids gonna be kids. As an adult, we can think, hey, you know what I mean, leave them alone, or we can think real logically. Or hindsight is 2020. The situation happened. We're gonna think logically about it anyway. Obviously, you weren't supposed to be over there, man.
It's remained somewhat fuzzy to me, but it was definitely under a tarp at a track meet. And the allegation is that Austin went over to Carmelo. This is from the police report, that Austin went over, and Austin told Anthony that he needed to move out from under their team's tent. And Anthony grabbed his bag, again, quoting here, this is a full description. Officer Taylor Wetzel wrote this based on what a witness told him. Then Carmelo Anthony grabbed his bag after being told he had to move and reached inside of it and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happens. No one really thought Anthony really had a weapon in his bag. And Austin proceeded to touch Anthony. And then Anthony...
Can y'all imagine that too? You at a school event and you watching this, you in the crowd. Then you got a little boy talking about touch me, see what happens. You know, everybody, that's gonna get your attention. Like, what? He said, what? Then you know, you like, we're not really even expecting that. We ain't expecting it. You know what I mean? What's finna happen next? It's like a damn near like a movie, right? Touch me and see what happens. Hey. And then he pull out a knife. Ooh. That's heavy. Oh boy. It got real quick for everybody. Even for the no matter what age you are. Like, oh shit. That's why a lot of times, sometimes when we see in these situations, man, listen, we got to learn somebody got to learn how to be the mediator. We got to learn how to break this up, man. Listen, you move right here, you get out you get over there. Go on where you supposed to be and you chill out, man.
He told Austin to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, Austin...
And then that little piece right there, because they say that the boy pushed him. Then he said, put your hands on me one more time. But then there's another story saying, I guess they pretty much, I'm sure they talked to plenty of people, but somebody heard them say, punch me. And somebody heard him say, put your hands on me, which ain't really too different. I probably think he was saying, put your hands on me because, punch me is a little wild right there. Like, there's a lot of pain you're trying to take before you retaliate. So
grabbed Anthony to tell him to move. And Anthony pulled out what was recalled as a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. Another officer spoke to two witnesses, one being the victim's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf. They were hysterical. So what we're hearing from Carmelo Anthony's defense lawyer is that they're going to argue this was self-defense. That,
of course.
He said, touch me and find out what happens. And then Austin touched him, and therefore he was in fear and pulled out a knife. I mean, you could argue self-defense if he had pulled out his fists and started punching Austin Metcalf. We wouldn't be here. The law would not be involved. But Mark, he pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the chest.
And then just even imagine that. Like she say, if he would just just start working them, they wouldn't even be there. They would be there if he would have just, worked them to the point where he became a casualty. Then you could, they're gonna start. It's a whole nother argument, right? They're gonna really paint you like a monster. Then, I can only imagine then. But but it would have. I think in my mind, then it would just still been totally acceptable because you really don't know what fatal blow took the man out. And hey, once again, he put his hands on him. You was doing too much. Why'd you put your hands on somebody else, man? You kind of even doing too much. Why'd you speaking to him? Because you could have wanted to go get an authority figure. You asked the authority figure for permission to do everything else. So you need to stay in line yourself, sir.
And you tell me, but the self-defense laws in Texas and in all states require proportionality.
Of course. And when I said, of course, that's a defense, it's because you're not going to argue insanity and you're not going to argue it was, someone else who did it. It's clearly going to be self-defense. And the question is, do the facts rise to the level where he reasonably feared death or great bodily harm from this guy? And that hinges upon really what are the witnesses saying? We don't have all the statements. Maybe there's a few who say that the victim did grab him, because I did read that occurred. I've heard touching, I've heard grabbing. I don't know. But if it was just like you read, I think that falls short of reasonably believing death or great bodily harm. And here's the other thing. The other thing is he was the instigator. He, meaning the defendant. That's a problem. When you're the instigator, when then you're the initial aggressor, I think you might lose some protections that you normally have.
Can't.
And that's what, we got to understand the law. You know what I'm saying? And what they're clearly saying, from the police report, the young man instigated it. You can't instigate it. You're exciting it. We kind of we've been to school, man. We already know these little certain laws and rules and regulations they have. You can't be sitting right there instigating no fight, man. You can't right there be exciting it, because now they gonna look at you like you in the wrong. You doing too much. See, kids though
Can't claim self-defense. That's exactly right. If you started it, and the other guy is like, okay, let's go, then you can't say, I had to do it to protect myself. Here is Tim Pool. He's a podcaster, Arthur. He was on his show talking about this, and I'd love to get your reaction to what he says here. Watch.
Imagine you are invited to a party at someone else's house, and you are legally carrying a firearm. And then a fight breaks out, and or like an altercation breaks out between you and some guy, and there's drinking involved or whatever. I'm not trying to make a 1-for-1 scenario. I'm trying to create a potential scenario separate from this one with similarities. You go to a party. Let's say you go to a party, and some guy starts saying stuff like, "Yo, man, get out of here." And you're like, "I can do what I want. I was invited to the party." Verbal altercation escalates, and then the dude, you're standing there, and you pull your
and just thinking like that. Like I say, man. You go to a party or you somewhere there, when somebody say something to you, now, you know what I mean? A lot of times, like, it's just like, nah, you had something to say, especially a person that looked like me, and then a white boy come up, black person, you just said something to. What, man, this man, to me, he's like, I think he probably said a little bit more than that. The reports ain't indicated it, you know what I mean? So it's speculation, but probably said it, look, because just think about it. It's going to be like, man, come on, now you feeling some type of way. Then he backed it up with touching you. That's heavy, y'all.
Your sweater back, and you've got a gun. You put your hand up and say, don't come close to me, bro. I'm warning you right now. Do not come close. Do not take another step. Then the guy grabs your arm and makes a move. So you draw your weapon and you use it.
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address off the internet, but want to handle the removal.
Okay, make the argument. You have no right to defend yourself when you're being attacked by a guy. Make the argument. By all means, go ahead and do so. I ain't going to do it.
That's a ground ball. That's a ground ball.
And see, that's why, and that's why it's like kind of almost like a catch-22 on that. It really is like a catch. I think because and I'm looking at this catch-22 just because of the unreasonable amount of force. I'm old enough to have heard and understand what that means. It's crazy because, like, I had to even understand by taking classes that you really kind of even protecting your own household is very weird. Like, in the state of Georgia, somebody breaking your house, you can not just, use an unreasonable amount of force. It's almost like weird to me. Like, you mean to tell me if somebody kicking my door right now, and it just should be natural for me to want to protect my house, go grab a weapon, protect my, myself and my family, and fight off the enemy. But if this man don't have a gun or a knife, or I'm not supposed to use that amount of force, and that's weird. Like, I'm supposed to take time to look and see what type of force he got. That's just the law, y'all. It's weird though.
I mean, that's a law school where you can't. So, like, sorry, you have to get punched in the face. You're not allowed to execute someone with a gun who's going to punch you in the nose. And just the way the law is, I believe, in all 50 states. You just said it, Megan. There's a proportionality. Let me just tell you how this case is going to get handled in Texas with this 17-year-old. How it should get, and this is the reality, and Mark will back me up.
Okay, y'all. That's another interesting take too, because we got to realize too, the media, they're going to try to spin it. They only telling us what they want to tell us to, to keep us tuned in, or to have us thinking in a certain way. I live in Atlanta, right? But I got my partner, he connected to some folks out there in Texas, and if I'm not mistaken, he might even be from Texas, whatnot. Got close ties to a lot of folks. And he told me about the Fat Netbone right here in the chat, in the comments, y'all. He say, talk about how the brother was the one who initiated the fight, and even the one that got, and wasn't even the one that got stabbed. It was the other twin brother that's what the media is trying to hide. That's what the media is trying to hide. Okay. So basically, the brother that actually got stabbed isn't even the guy that initiated the fight. the brother that actually initiated from what Netbone saying, I believe he got close ties. I talked to this man, you know what I mean? I've been talking to him quite frequently for the last couple of little days, since I've been on YouTube. You know what I mean? He's been helping me out. We kind of, you know, we would let each other know where we at. You know what I mean? And he, you know what I mean? I believe he kind of know. So now, just imagine that too now. That your twin brother, not even your brother, because twins, they supposed to have this little bond that, you know, family members, you know, don't usually have, whatever. So he done watched his brother get stabbed for something that he caused, that he initiated. Just imagine that. And why he didn't, well, I see why he didn't help him, but still, no, not even really. Like, you know what I mean? This man, because he ran, he probably dropped the weapon too. So you didn't directly cause your brother death. And then let's imagine this too. When this little dude, Carmelo, got to be watching these police reports, just imagine how he looking at it. Or do he even realize that well, he got to, because of, you know what I mean, if this man telling me like, hey, because this ain't his first time telling me this now. But the news, that intricate piece of information the news ain't gave to nobody. Ain't no outlet said nothing about that. That the brother that got stabbed ain't even the brother that even started the fight. So then, but at the same time, if he ain't even the one that started the fight, he was a part of it too, because he clearly had to be the one that was going to be the one that pushed him the second time. So talk to me on that, Netbone. Was he the one that actually was the aggressor for the second push? Because why did he get stabbed? It seems from the reports that it was going to be a second little confrontation after the initial first push. After he said, "Put your hands on me or punch me," that's when somebody got stabbed. So he trying to, you know what I mean, act as the aggressor? Talk to me. I'm gonna let this video roll for a second, but talk to me. Was he trying to act as the aggressor? Y'all hit the like button. Y'all subscribe to the video for me right quick, man. Y'all come on up to the panel for me. What y'all think about this? It's real. And it's almost like, you know, black people they've got GoFundMes and all this going on. These folks have raised a lot of money. So I'm going to play the video for a little bit, and then we're going to kind of see what some of y'all think about it.
Josh is going to get hired. He's going to get some kind of a child psychologist or some kind of child psychiatrist. They're going to do a whole buildup of this kid, who he is, where he's from. The defendant I'm talking about, who he is, where he's from, what his background is, any kind of mitigation whatsoever. And then you're going to go in and you're going to sit down with one of the lead prosecutors of the Homicide Bureau in that jurisdiction, and you're going to be like, look.
My bad, y'all. My mic was muted. But going back, what I was saying was, from what Netbone saying, that the brother who actually got stabbed is not even the brother that was the original initiator of the confrontation. He was not, because Netbone, he got ties out there in Texas, whatever. But he wasn't even the initial he wasn't the person that originally pushed the black dude. That's the brother that actually got stabbed. So to me, like, I'm thinking, okay, when it got to the point where the dude said, "Listen, put your hands on me one more time and see what happened," that's when the other brother had to obviously try to put his hands on him, and he saw what happened. So both of them, to me, was pretty much even guilty, because I don't think you know what I mean, the same brother went up and was going to push him twice and he stabbed the other brother. So, no, both of y'all was guilty. You know what I mean? Talk to me about that, Netbone, if you still out here with me, like, here you go. Talk to me, big dog.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, like I said, try to mute up real quick while I'm talking. I'm gonna try to drop some. I want you to pull up some while you got the YouTube up. Go to the video where he's explaining what happened to kid, and he's gonna tell you exactly what happened if you have to pay close attention. He was also saying, as his brother got stabbed, he said, he's a little bit different than me. He's a little bit more aggressive than me. I'm the one that usually steps out there.
Could
So
you tell me what video? You know which video that is?
yeah, it was like it's literally after it happened because the news that came to his crib and interviewed his mom and him. So just put in, I would guess, the kid's name and where his parents was, what happened.
Hunter
If you listen
Metcalf.
to that video, he gonna really tell you what happened.
Let me see. Hunter Metcalf. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Hunter.
Terrifying, gut-wrenching, incomprehensible scene. And it's terrifying.
Oh, the second one. Okay, hold on.
Gut-wrenching, incomprehensible.
You and I were both lied to since childhood. We were told since we were her age that we had to save up cash.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore. And I don't understand it.
Just tell me about what happened today.
I don't know. I got a phone call from Hunter. He was screaming.
Go to the part where the boy was talking.
I was at work, and so I drove. I work in Grapevine.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you. I'm so sorry. He's a good kid. We just found an occupation. That's really it, but he has a good heart. Everyone knows. Everyone around here knows he's a great kid. He just one mistake from that dude, and just took my brother. Just he didn't deserve it. No one deserves a loss from a family like that. I know people that lose their family members all the time, but I just didn't know it's gonna be mine so soon. I'm my best friend and my brother my whole life, but if y'all can just like, not y'all, sorry, just like thank y'all for just comforting us in like the Frisco area, has been comforting my family and me. And I just really, I'm my best friend and my brother my whole life. He didn't deserve it. No one deserves a loss from a family like that. I know people that lose their family members all the time, but I just didn't know it's gonna be mine so soon. I'm my best friend and my brother my whole life, but if y'all can just like, not y'all, sorry, just like thank y'all for just comforting us in like the Frisco area, has been comforting my family and me. And I just really appreciate everything that everyone's done.
You still with me, that ball?
I'm with you. Just keep listening. He gonna tell you everything, bro. You want to hear, bro.
From what he just said though, he kind of. I'm gonna keep listening. But if he just, that's why I rewind. I'm like, he just basically was like he didn't deserve this like that. He was, come on, man.
That kid might need help because, like I say, later on in life, he gonna look at that like, man, I initiated that shit, and my brother got stabbed for it. So, bro, like that's gonna hunt him, bro. Because if you keep listening to the video, he gonna basically gonna tell you what happened. That's why I say the court is holding this video, bro, because they ain't trying to, mess up the jury, bro. It's because when they drop that video, people can screenshot it and everything, and it'll tell you everything that's happening, bro. So at the same time, I feel like Melo, he got a good chance, bro, because these dudes clearly did everything together. Him and his brother did everything together. Hell, they even bully people together. They bully Melo together. So as you look at this video, bro, if you know how to read between the lines, bro, you could tell, bro, that this should have more to do with him, and his brother caught the knife for what he was doing. Maybe he probably took a look to see if people was around watching, and he, he caught him a roundhouse him and hit him with that knife, and it's really nothing he could do because Melo was scared, bro. He took off running. So it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't have to push. It's raining, bro. It's raining. It's a kid event track. If you ran track, I know what you were saying. man, staying in your tent, this and that. But at the same time, bro, it's kids, bro. It wasn't his tent. It was a school tent, and it was raining. So why in the hell do you feel as if you need to run across the field and tell somebody to get from under a tent when it's raining, bro? Like at my high school, if he would have done that, bro, it wouldn't have been a black and white thing. There would have been white people that would have been there whooping his ass. Because all the black people had to do was go to his school. But hey, bro, they just pushed me out the tent. And they said some racist shit to me. Because you know, like I know, the media is hiding that. They just didn't exchange a few words, bro. It was some words said, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't take it to that level. But at the same time, they kids. But bro, just watch this video. I'm gonna rock with you, but I want you to see the part that I'm seeing. And my partners were saying, we was talking about it the other night. And he gonna basically tell you what happened.
Let's go. Here we go.
It's a really hard loss, but we're gonna get through it with my family, so we'll just stay together. I mean, our relationship is really the tightest I've ever seen in somebody, like between two human beings. I mean, we did everything together, clean the dishes together, do the yard work together, sports. You name anything in the world, it's always us two and one thing. So you're always just basically one person.
You guys just a few minutes apart?
4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Austin was first by 4 minutes. He got stuck in me.
So technically, you're bigger brother.
Yes, ma'am. He does a lot of big brother stuff around. He's always on my back. Even if I'm in the wrong, he'll always take my side no matter what. It's just really heartbreaking to see someone that cares for you that much.
See, that's a little bit of that shit he says. No matter what. You see, you kind of get where he going with it. How they was raised.
Yeah.
He was dead dog wrong for doing that. They were both dead dog wrong. But keep playing the video, bro. He gonna keep going.
Gotcha.
Passed away like that.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid. Before I knew his name, now this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack.
See, stepped in. See, he said it. He said stepped in. So he went from him having an issue with the dude to his brother stepped in. You see what I'm saying now? He basically saying it. He basically saying it, bro. They were both on him. They were both on him.
I'm finna rewind it just a second. Hold on.
Because he say his brother is always not the initiator. He the initiator, bro. He basically telling you, bro, his brother stepped in, and because that's who got stabbed. He was the one that was barking at the black dude, telling him to move. He didn't say his brother said. He didn't say his brother said, "You under our tent, move." He said his brother jumped in because probably he said something and the black dude didn't listen. He said, "Oh, you know how they do us." He was getting a little aggressive. What you mean he was getting aggressive, bro? You was trying to throw him in the ring.
Right.
Go, just keep listening.
Oh, okay, I rewinded it because I want to hear just the beginning of his story again. Here we go.
Being reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not gonna talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid, real strong. And I know I'm strong too, but he's a little stronger. But he did a lot for our family and a bunch of stuff that we just don't recognize. And it's just like, especially throughout our friends too, like everyone knew, like he was the peacemaker. He was someone who really makes peace, really calms peace down. He makes everything sail smoothly. And because I get upset, but then he calms me down. He was just always there for me. So it's just really heartbreaking to see like how this happened.
my goodness. You guys are so
17.
Yeah, they'll be 18 in July.
I saw a lot of articles say you guys were 16. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Austin wanted to play football.
He would have played college football.
He would have.
So yeah, at this point, honestly, now just keeping it real, the media, the main media, it look like they didn't spin the story on us because from what he just explained, this brother here was the initial aggressor. His brother stepped in. He's, you know what I mean, he didn't got turned around some type of way. Now the dude didn't he looked it back. The dude that stabbed his brother. And he couldn't do nothing about it.
Yep. Because I'm pretty sure it's the way they approached him. And I'm pretty sure he was the one, like you said, he was on them first. He was telling them get out of the tent. Then he said his brother stepped in. So if you 250 and this kid is 120 pounds soaking wet, and you approach a kid, man, me and you both know Carmelo ain't no gangster, but at the same time, man, you got your brother got his bag. You probably didn't muff them. Like, bro, just wait till the video come out, bro, because you're gonna see, bro. You're gonna see what's going on, bro. Everybody gonna see what's going on.
At the same time, though, people right now they got their perspective on it, and unless they change, pretty much, unless they see this video, man, or and willing to change the way they gonna think about it, you know, their mind gonna be where it's at. But this man, and it's surprising to me because I'm like, how in the world his mama just letting him go and just get his information to the news outlet like that? How is that possible?
If you listen to her part, you don't got to, but if you got a little time, listen to her part. She said, hey, I don't even, you know, they asked about Melo, how you feel about Melo. I don't want to think about, I don't want to talk about. So she preaching to her kids, it's okay to do that. See, one thing about certain white folks, they preach stuff on their kids. They have good stuff going on, accolades and stuff like that. But they preach that bullying shit. Like, it's feel like Karen type of vibes. Like, you can't sit here, you can't do anything, and that's not the way you do it. Like, it's like even with the reporter, when Carmelo got out of jail, you had everybody reporting, doing their job. They got their cameras out. He just got out. He trying to get to his car. Everybody got their phones out trying to see something. Then you had a white reporter woman running beside him, talking about explain yourself. It's like, what the fuck is a kid? Like, it ain't O'Day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a fight that happened. Dude brought a knife and hit him with it. He didn't intentionally try to poke him, keep poking him. He hit him one time and killed him. But just like as if the white kids would have slammed him, because like they said, they 250 linebacker, slammed him on his head and killed him after bullying him and taking his backpack. You know what I'm saying? What then? Because you could kill somebody in a fight just as well as you could kill them with a knife.
Especially if you're aggressive, you got your brother backing you up.
Man.
And the aggression you gonna put out, the points you trying to prove, you already came to this man telling him to get out the tent. That's keeping it all the way logical right there, keeping it real, however we want to say it, man. Them boys would have jumped on that man. On that one little black kid. He's supposed to be 120 pounds, and this guy, you know what I mean? He is intimidated. That's scary. That's really scary.
That's really scary. So this is another thing I hate, Jay, with the media. They giving these white boys a statue as if like they completed everything, they had this. But what about Melo? Melo had a decent job. He worked at Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying? His parents bought him a car. He had D2 scholarships. What about Melo? There ain't nobody saying nothing about that. Like, it's just like they want to, the media want to push this narrative that he a thug, so it'll fuck up the jury. The jury will get to thinking, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really want him to have to go to court in that county, man, because if they using they people to, you know, as a jury to go with this case, bro, it's gonna start looking ugly because they just gonna go off of, man, bro, he stabbed. Why did he do that? Why did he stab? He didn't have to stab him. So it's like, damn, like he got a black lawyer, a female black lawyer, and he got his bail reduced from $1 million to $200,000. So it's like, bro, like that video that the judge has, it's a possibility, bro, that she seen that video and dropped it to 200,000 so he could get out. Then they talking about the GoFundMe taking it down, and it's crazy because the dad came out and even said we not even able to use that GoFundMe money. You know, people got to look over the GoFundMe money because you never know who's sending the shit. So they got to go through it, analyze it, and all type of shit before they even get the money. So it's just like, man, it's crazy, bro. Texas, especially northeast Texas and that like Dallas area and Frisco, white part. That's a white part of Dallas. So, you know, it's just like it ain't that many niggas over there, bro. So it's like he kind of got a fighting chance, but I feel like everybody want him to take it to trial, bro, because they feel like he can get off. Like that pleading and stuff. Like if he try to plea, I feel like that's I don't feel like he doing himself no justice doing that, bro.
So that's what they say. He trying to come up plea.
No, I'm saying, bro, like just say if he go to trial, when the trial starts and he go to trial and they get to tell him, hey man, you got to do some time. You might not do 60 or 70 years, but you looking at 10. They trying to plead a 10. So my thing is, I would say if I was his mom and dad, I'd say, you know what, man, we're gonna fight this because I feel like we can come away with no time.
So you think he gonna get no time?
Yeah, possibility.
I look at it like no time is I think he gonna get something because of just the fact of it was a crime committed on school property. That's what I'm looking at. Like, even if he was definitely his right, but you still got a weapon on school property. You know, from my standpoint, you could definitely be right though. I ain't saying you wrong now, but I'm just like that he gonna walk completely scot-free. That's like that's a stretch for me to think like that though. What you think, Jazzy?
Well, I'm on the background. I'm listening. I wanted to listen first, but this is what I want. This is what I want Nick Bond to think about. Go all the way back. Let's just take all of this news stuff out and just think with our minds. First of all, it's got to be some history to this. Whether it's race, whether they didn't have words in the past, whether it was just a rival between teams, there's some history to this. When you go to a game, what's the first thing you do? First of all, you're really not going by yourself. Second of all, you looking for the color of the team that you're there for. You looking for your school colors, somebody that you know, a familiar face. Usually games have sides. Doug versus Mays, whatever you want to call it. You looking at the red, you looking for the blue. You know which class you coming for. So for you to go on the opposite side and just stand up under, okay, we black. I'm just gonna go stand up under these white people tent out of the whole field. If I'm near strangers, let's think about anything else, the airport, the park. If you're near strangers, you're gonna look for a familiar face or at least a group that looks a little welcoming. We have all been at the park, at a game. Somebody walk up and they with us, they got on the same Falcons jersey, or they just look like a familiar face. Oh yeah, you from the A. You gonna hand them a water, a beer. Yeah, you can sit over here with us. You rarely have somebody that's like, get out of our section, because you went over to the wrong side. So the first thing I'm thinking about while y'all talking is, why is this black boy that's by himself at a game, and then out of all the sections, you go up under the white tent. Even if it's raining, you know, if you would have found one of us, we would have let you stand up under there. We wouldn't have said nothing. It's got to be some type of history to this. Now, on top of that, he goes into the bag, according to the interview, and he just pull out the knife. I don't hear no unzip, no unbuckle. He just go in and grab it. Where you already plant, because y'all had words in the past, y'all already had some background. I'm just trying to understand why I would go to a game by myself, not know anybody, not be with no friends. I ain't even looking for no friends. And I go stand up under the white people's tent, and I don't, eventually move on. Now that's first. Secondly, I wanted to address the interview. Sometimes a crime happens and the news be right there in your face. And that be that raw interview. Like, what happened? You don't have time to gather your thoughts or nothing. But then look at this interview. He was completely composed. So this had to be some days after it happened. That tells me, from just sitting back and looking, that lawyer had already prepped him. Not one time did he mention race. We gonna automatically be like, oh, the black boy stabbed the white boy. He not one time, he's like, yeah, and the young man, I don't even know his name. Come on. He was staged. The mom, yeah, he wanted to be a football player. Oh, I was the aggressor. This is all staged. They always tell you, only listen to half of what the news say. By the time that boy got in front of that camera, from down to the shirt he was wearing, it's supposed to portray that he was the aggressor and his brother was the non-aggressor. We were just there trying to be protective. We didn't know that this boy was going to attack us. Just certain words that he was using is definitely staged or assisted. And they did not put the interview right when it happened. Now, also I'm going back to Nick Bones, what he was saying as far as getting away with time. And I think you were saying it too, Jay. The only way he is going to get off scot-free is if one of those witnesses actually tell the truth, that he felt intimidated of how the boys was treating him. But you got to remember, he was on the wrong side. So if all those white people stick together, because you was on honky tonk side, and they're like, we got you, Mom. We're behind you, Brody. We got you, twin. He's going down because everybody is going to say the same thing, that the black boy was in the wrong. If he was on our side, or maybe if a, honest, if an honest person, actually say what they saw, it may help. But right now, the media, they got that boy in front of that camera with his mama. He not even showing no anger. Think about if your twin is gone. You want to show something like, I hate this boy. I don't care what happened. I hate him. He took my brother. He ain't that, whoever staged him already told him, don't even show no anger. Don't even address no race. Don't say anything that's gonna make it look like you were aggressive. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Talk to me, Richie. Tell me what you think about it.
I think Miss Jazzy hit it right on the head. I think the optics are too bad for it to go any other way. I think it's already chalked up. And to be honest with you, I think the boy was getting bullied though. Just how the demeanor of the twin brother, how he kick it. I've been around playing baseball at the next level. I can tell he is an asshole, but the optics are too bad.
Right.
And and his image. He's not a thug, but them little twists, when they pass that on CNN and on the news, that's all you see. It don't go deeper than him as it's a rap. Them little twists got him.
He brought that knife. He was tired of them messing with him, and he went over there on purpose.
I think so too. I think Miss Jazzy hit right on the head. I think they have coached up the twin to, like you said, don't even show no kind of emotion or like you hostile or to
Right,
bring any of
coach.
that
As a
on you. You
mom,
be mild mannered as possible.
right. As
And
a
the thing
mom, if
about
I
that,
got to your game early, coach, and y'all not even there yet, don't you think I'm gonna look for a familiar face or see what side our team is supposed to be on?
Hold on, right. But keep in mind, he was just a spectator there. So he's not even supposed to be on no team.
oh, he was just a spectator.
You
Yeah.
still gonna find your people though. You ain't gonna go and automatically go stand up under some white people. They weren't even smiling at you. They didn't want you over there. You can't feel when somebody don't want you in a space. Come on, you can go in a restaurant. You can feel if it's tension or not. If somebody don't want you around, them people weren't saying, "Come on." It
So
was
that
time to
kind of
move
made me
on.
thinking.
He was
So
tired of that.
are we saying that this may have been premeditated?
That's what I'm exactly thinking, bro. Because listen, how was he just a spectator, but he ended up over there up under a school tent, right? Because you know that separated the spectators and the schools and athletes and stuff, kind of. So he's up under a school tent, and then now they try to say he been bullied, so they telling half of the truth, but he over there up under this school tent now, and he got a knife. And this happened, and these are athletes, and it's a lot they not telling us. It's a lot they not telling us because
Something else. Yeah.
it's a lot. It's no way a spectator is just actually got killed. I mean, just killed an athlete, and now because why they even bringing up the bully then? How in the world do that even matter that this black kid was even getting bullied? He was a spectator at a game. They should have even been painting that picture. A spectator killed an athlete.
No, they even say he was a part of the team. He was running too.
Okay. Well, he was running too. Okay, I got that wrong then, because I'm just about to say like that. But even at the same time, too, now
the fact that it could be premeditated though, if the boy.
Because
it
like
seemed
even
like his back was on the wall, and like this boy, hey, the day he say something, I'm gonna do it to him.
And I feel like that too, because even just like Jazzy was saying, now why you didn't even find a familiar face, and even if the little tensions in the air because the little race what tensions, why you went over there with the white folks? Why you didn't even go over there with the familiar faces? So there had to be something else going on between y'all. And then on top of that, bro, just imagine. And when I was looking at the interview, you mean to tell me your twin brother just got executed? And this is you able to go up and tell an interview with this demeanor? It's something else going on.
Straight face, not one tear. Straight, no anger in his voice or nothing. My twin? Oh, I'm livid.
And even the mother standing right there watching this.
No anger at all. You can't
No
tell me they was
emotion.
a coach. You can't tell me they was a coach. And if you listen to their verbiage, it's very biased. It's very political.
He was
No
strong.
race, no
Yeah, I'm
aggression at
strong,
all.
but he was stronger.
Right.
And he was a strong part of the family.
Right.
Like, y'all twins, y'all both. Yeah, come on now.
They threw them words out. I'm telling you, they got representation like no other. They already prepped him down to what that boy was wearing. He had that little polo shirt on. He don't wear that.
That's true. So, and that's a bigger reason why, hey, the black Carmelo might be in some trouble, man. When it come down to it, he get in that courtroom, he gonna be in some trouble because when you can really look at those little intricate details and really start thumbing through this thing, man, they really not giving us the real story. It's a whole nother. It got to be a whole nother backstory to this.
Right.
I believe he actually. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jazzy.
I was about to say, I'm hoping they're gonna find maybe a threat, a text. Somebody will really tell the truth. Hopefully, he's been getting threatened, and he can prove that, and that will help him.
I think I think that they got that, but they just not gonna release it. They got to have it. They got to have it. They just haven't released it. It's just in the wrong hands.
One of them
It's
little
just in
girls
wrong
got it
hands.
at the school.
That may very well be possible, but it has to be put in the right hands. That's what because I'm just looking like, bro. Now, just sitting right here thinking about it, it was a whole. This right here was targeted. That was supposed to have an altercation. That knife was meant for them, man. Because y'all been antagonized this boy. Y'all been bullying him. When the news broke up bullying, they just didn't say that they was bullying him. That's who he was getting bullied by. It had to be.
They said that they say Carmelo's adamant about the fact that he was getting bullied. They ain't put no specifics on it, but they say he was adamant about the fact that he was getting bullied.
And why would Carmelo, just think about it, bro. If you was getting bullied at school or if you was getting bullied at home or whatever, why would you even bring up you be getting bullied in this situation to the police?
Was that the final straw? Like, was something the final straw before that? It had been before that. Like, man, because he brung it with him. I don't think he don't seem like the type of kid to carry a knife every day.
Right.
And Northeast Texas, you don't need to carry no knife every day.
Right. And I look at it like what I'm thinking about it from the mindset like this. Like, if I'm getting bullied at school, if I'm on the football team or if I'm on the track team, then the bullying stop, once school end. Because you get it, even if you're getting bullied on the football or the track team, it's still a group of guys you hang around that, y'all kind of, y'all each other's protection to a sense. So
was this a predominantly white high school? Are these students a team?
Well, I think Fresco area is kind of more predominantly black, and I'm only imagining if Netbone can help me out. That the white kids was going to a predominantly white school.
So this is the fact that they weren't at the same school. They don't attend the same school.
They do not. That's what I'm looking at. They do not. They don't even supposed to know each other. They do not attend the same school. So I don't even understand why the bullying aspect even came up. So
it just don't make no sense how you go to the opposite side, no matter where you at. Maybe because we older, these are young boys and they don't know no better. But I was always taught, even if you get lost in the store, you go look for a friendly face is gonna help you. You go look, for the right face.
Well, okay. Let me help put it. You got to put it in this perspective too. And Netbone, he kind of hitting on it too. Now it's a predominantly white area, and then you got kids who maybe participated in sports, and their parents were just fortunate enough that hey, these kids, my son playing with them, or my daughter, they gonna play with the white kids. So that too is kind of sensitive because the familiarity. If you could be put in a position where these white people, because I can get around white people and I don't feel like I'm uncomfortable at all. Sometimes I can even feel more comfortable around white people. But I definitely understand what you're saying, though.
So let's take it back to a younger setting, though, when we still, jokes is kind of a boy's past. When we're younger, we joke we rank on each other. We say some outlandish shit in the locker room. You say some of the craziest shit in the locker room.
We do.
So that was kind of at that level, that age group where shit, 7th grade through high school, they really unfiltered. They saying whatever the hell.
That's absolutely true.
So it wasn't one of those kids that couldn't handle it. Like, hey, you better stop joking on that boy. The boy might snap one day.
He definitely was that kid that couldn't handle it. It definitely snapped one day. But I'm just looking at
around those kids,
right? And I just look at it like it was a deeper aspect. It has to be a whole nother backstory behind it because, bro, I think he went over there with the intentions. It's the text messages, the social media, the messages and whatever they had going on. It's not been exposed. it hasn't been exposed because, bro, there's no way that this situation kind of happened like that. Understanding that, hey, this brother he was the aggressor. The aggressor. Now you end up getting your brother stabbed.
Do you see a Caucasian popping it like that on, as we should say, over social media? I just never seen it before. I ain't never seen that. I haven't seen a preppy one. Of course, you got, it's a new day and age. I'm asking. Is that a possibility? Right. Is that a possibility?
I'm looking at it like, bro, this is and this is what's pretty much, this is what we finna be kind of maybe even seeing, bro. Cause this is not a freak accident, bro. This is not. This didn't just happen. This is, and as we dig deeper, this is not the way that they paint the picture. This is not the way it actually was painted. It wasn't, bro.
Even it hit me one more time. That could be from the past. That don't have to necessarily be that day. It could, like put your hands on me one. Now I got something for you to see. The last time y'all jumped me, or the last time, you put your hands on me, I didn't have nothing. So that hit me one more time can even mean something else if we can really get down to the root of it.
And I don't think with Frisco being a predominantly white area, that might be. That's why I say it now. It depends on who hands is in, because if this information can't get out and they don't actually digging or the right. The NAACP, I don't think they're gonna really do nothing. Or Al Sharpton, he probably won't come out. Or the black leaders don't.
They went that way though. That's what Carmelo family did. They got them a big time lawyer that was gonna bring that attention to make it national news to get that support. Which they did the right thing by, okay, we're gonna bring the media in this thing. We're gonna bring, these lawyers that always get on these cases to bring that news to get that national support. Like, hold on now, let's look at this. You can't railroad Carmelo, because it could have been railroaded if it didn't hit the media. Carmelo really could be railroaded then.
No bond, $5 million, and that's another thing too, man. So information probably the judge maybe even he may be looking at the case like, or she, whatever gender it is. It's almost like we got to treat this man fairly, because once this really actually go to trial and once it really get out there, this gonna be very telling, man. This gonna be very the news is gonna get out there. The internet is is undefeated when it comes to stuff like this. So it's a black woman judge, and she ain't got time to try to be ruining her reputation. She ain't got time to be playing with y'all. So. I mean, but it could be one that could make it hard for him still, because he painted the image like that. That mug shot ain't the best mug shot.
That mug shot, and that mug shot look too similar to all the rest of them.
Yeah, you look just like every one of them. Like, man,
look just like every one of them, bro. That say they ain't do shit.
So, but
one more thing. My friend just inboxed me and told me the game was on an off-site location, like a football field, and it was not connected to the school. So it's not considered to be school property. So the weapon on the school property could be thrown out because it was not connected to the school. It was not school property.
Nah, that's weapons cards still gonna stick. And on school grounds, period. Once you hit that school ground, you ain't supposed to have no weapons, period.
And then let me tell you another.
Okay.
Well, the fact, and it's the fact that it don't have to be school grounds. It's the fact that you actually is in school custody. You're in the custody of the school, because even like if you're like a walker, or if you walk home from school, if you're still in that school custody until you actually get into your house.
That's true.
Anything happen until you get into the house, the school is still responsible. You can get suspended from school, expelled from school, because you was walking home and something
got to a fight. Yeah, something. Yeah, that's true.
Y'all hear me? I'm back. Sorry, y'all. I had to do a business call. But hey, y'all, I'm trying to mute up because when I speak, it'll be an echo and the audience won't hear us. But this is my thing though, right? Frisco is a predominantly white area, and the school that the other kid went to he went to a school in Frisco as well, but it was a different school. So the thing I was hearing y'all talk about with the knife, he's not getting charged. If you look at Carmelo Anthony's charges, he's not charged with the knife because the knife was under 6 inches. So everybody's saying, "Oh, he's gonna get the knife charge." He's actually not charged with a knife. But I hear myself echoing. Jay, you might have to mute up, man. But yeah, he's not getting charged with the knife, y'all. So everybody that's saying he's gonna get charged with a knife charge is under in Texas. If you have a knife under 6 inches, you're able to carry it at a school. So I went to a school in Texas my whole life, so I know how this works. He got a pretty good chance of fighting it, with the self-defense claim. But as we all know, I'm not making it right. Right? It's dead wrong. He shouldn't have stabbed him. Maybe he should have put his hands on him, and if he would have took a jumping, he would took a jumping. But as black people, we tired, bro. We tired of having to get punked and get bullied, bro. So just keep your hands to yourself, bro. Like, and that won't happen because we all know if it was an adult situation, we knew what was gonna happen, and he wouldn't even got no time for it.
But Netbone, does that help my theory that he kind of thought it through? Because, and I'm not saying premeditated, but he was just prepared. Because now I'm hearing you're saying it was okay as long as it was under 6 inches, and it was. So is this something that maybe, he may have researched or asked about first? And they like, hey man, don't bring a gun, bring a knife that's under 6 inches. He was tired.
I will say this with your point. I don't feel like he researched it. I mean, maybe he had asked the question, like, "Can I bring this knife?" and he was able to bring it. But everybody carries knives in Texas. I mean, we big on agriculture. We big on cattle. We big on stuff like that. So it's like,
Yeah, is that considered a hunting? Like
Yeah, that makes
hunting
sense.
and
under
Okay.
6 inches?
to have a pocket knife is normal for a normal kid at a school. Some even said
Oh, okay.
Some even said that he used the knife was part of cutting the tape at the track, so he could have got the knife from one of the little trainer tables where they cut the tape and put on the ankles of the athletes when they run. So, and then I heard you guys said, "Oh well, why was he on that side?" Okay, for being a actual track athlete in Texas, we have a thing where you might see a girl that's at a other team or on the other at another school, and we all meet up, and we that's our time to talk, because whether we've been competing all year, when we come to a track meet, we could all meet up. So it's not like a mafia, like a beef going on, to where this area is, they're not rival schools. So it's like, yeah, it's normal for those kids to come and talk to the girls on that team. Like it's open, like it's open for the kids to have that. So the stands that they had, the tent that they had, it was in the stands. So for it was raining outside. So it's nothing wrong with Carmelo maybe seeing a girl or a chick, from other school, and or some cute little white girls, and he's speaking to those girls, and you see 250-pound linebackers coming from across the field and in the stands and saying, "Hey, get out of our tent. I ain't going nowhere." All right, 250-pound linebackers tackle you and rumbling with you and taking your backpack and push you in the rain. That's not normal for a track meet. So at that point, those kids that were all district linebackers, good in school, know how to deal with life, such and such. They should have went to authority if it was that serious and said, "Hey, he's in our tent. We don't want him to steal nothing." If they feel like he was gonna steal something, get out. We want him out of our tent. But he didn't do that. He took matters into his own hands, which makes it doesn't make it right. But he had no reason to do that, because a track meet, it's not like a football game where you got one side full, you got the other side, the other team. the track meet usually only have one stands that's open.
Yeah, and
So
there's
you might
tents
have
everywhere.
in the stand. You might have 5 or 6 tents on the home side, and the away side is closed. So everybody they do that for everybody to come together and maybe talk. But as far as them kicking them out of the tent in the rain, I feel like they were taught that you teach your kids that you can be an aggressor and be a bully, which is wrong. And that if he wouldn't have done that, that kid would have still been alive. And don't forget, y'all, we talking about kids. We're not talking about adults. Like none of this is right. I wish the white kid was still here, and I wish Carmelo didn't have to deal with what he's doing. But we in a situation to where we have to, push a narrative to where this black kid isn't a thug. Like the media is pushing as he a thug, and it's kind of ugly. But I'm gonna let you.
It seems like it's two different parallels. To be honest with you, what Neckbone is saying, it seems like it's just two different parallels. Seems like the brothers was brought up on strong. You Caucasian, stand up for you, don't take no shit. And it seemed like Carmelo's like, hey, we don't take no shit. You don't take no shit from nobody. You stand up for yourself. So it seems like we're a steam point of America, like the ugly truth.
Right.
Yeah. And just like I was saying with Jay before y'all came on, I was telling them, if you look when he first got bailed out of jail, just like when OJ got out of jail and he was able to bail out for killing that girl, you had all the reporters doing their job. Let's just say they're doing their job. When people get out of jail, they report them. They keep their distance. But you see a white lady. I'm telling you, this is this is what they preach. This is what they show. Because kids do what they see. You see a old white lady telling him, explain yourself, being extra close, putting the camera all in his face. All the other cameras and reporters are keeping a distance. But she feels as if she has to be all up on it. It's a kid. Like,
Yeah, and
what are you doing?
that goes into how you was raised too, though, because those reporters, they only gonna kind of that's very telling on how they raised, on how they report, and how they their journalism, their work, like because different news outlets, they gonna report differently, so she's definitely pro Metcalf side right now.
It's the ugly truth that really seemed like, to be honest with you. Just a pair of saying it's the ugly truth.
Right. And it's still just a simple fact, man. We really need the real backstory behind it. And I feel like
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
I'm gonna push up on that, but I know he said the kid might have brought a knife to cut his athletic tape. Okay, as a former athlete like myself, you got devices, you have athletic tape cutters that the trainer should have, or athletic scissors. You ain't got to bring your pocket knife to cut your own tape.
I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna say this to what you just said, right? As a football player, as a track star, I had my own tape. I mean, I had my own tape, right? So I had my own knife. So it's normal for kids to have tape where they have to tape their ankles to run for an event, or they want to tape their wrists. So you could keep a knife to use that to tape something, man. Like it's not. It's normal for somebody to have a knife at a track meet in their bag, and then it was in his bag. It wasn't like he was just riding around with it in his pocket. They took the bag from him. Like if
I don't think that's normal. I don't think having a knife for an athletic event is normal. I
did give him pushback. I gave him pushback for that.
When I was playing football, bro, I had my personal Gatorade bottle. I had my personal backpack just in case if I had to spat up at halftime. I mean, before the game, and then halftime came, I'm taking off my spat because they probably, peeled a little bit. So I'm gonna tape myself if the trainer ain't around, and I'm gonna cut my tape. Like people do, like kids are doing that. Like some kids do it for the look. They want to look cool. But at the same time, it's not against the law for him to have a knife.
I'm not saying that, but that's not normal. We all play. I played athletic. That's not normal. That's not normal that's not normal. Every athlete ain't carrying around a pocket knife for their tape.
Not even some of them. What you mean? I ain't never knew none of them.
Yeah. So see, it could be different though. But as far as that point, I mean, at the same time, the mug was in his backpack, man. Like you took his bag away from him at that point. So if he reaching in the bag telling you don't touch me, what is you still pushing him for? That's just like King Von when he was in Atlanta in y'all state. King Von, Quando was just out there sitting in the truck. So he felt disrespected. So dude came out and two-pieced him. So Lil Tim got away with it. That's the point. Like you can't just run up on people and smoke them and then be like, dang, why he do me like that? Well, if you would have
in that situation that you gave, if that would have been an Atlanta situation, that means Carmelo would have died on the spot because the police officer, they shot 2 people that night as well.
Yeah, but it's a whole bunch of hectic stuff going on. That's the street shit. But with kids, I'm saying, bro, you got no reason to punk somebody like that. That's straight punking. That's just straight they just violated him, bro. And then when he poked him with the knife, he took off running. Cause he probably like, bro, I ain't never in my life had to poke nobody. So I'm scared the dude on the ground bleeding. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you why he ain't a gangster. It's kids that's younger than him that's in Dallas right now shooting and killing and standing over people and pissing on graves, and he not like that. So for them to try to point him as a thug, bro, because they were bullying him, it kind of make it seem like, bro, like are y'all really making the right examination?
Does he look like a criminal?
Look, come on, man. He don't look like
Does he look like a criminal?
No, he don't. He's not a criminal, bro. He had a job at
take pictures and angle it in a way where he's looking a certain way, his eyes are looking a certain way, and just
he looks like a criminal. That's
y'all can't go off of that because
I'm just saying the way they're trying to portray him. We're not saying that he is, but they will take certain photos because he hasn't made a formal statement, and I don't think anyone from his family has, and so they're just using this open space to portray it and to go ahead and try to change the narrative to try to get as much support as they can because the other side has not made any statements that I'm aware of. But thank you for educating me, Nick Bone. I didn't know about the knife situation and how you guys do it in Texas. We're not big on knives in Georgia. We just gonna pull a gun or fight, and that's just what it is. But I don't want to pull the race card. But even in jail, he needs to go find a friendly face. That's all I'm saying. He needs to go find that face that look like his, even when he's locked up. That's just the rule he's got to learn.
I'm gonna tell you now. He ain't gonna have no problem with doing that. Just like he raised that over 100,000 worth of money for that GoFundMe. He ain't gonna have no problem in jail. One thing, he ain't gonna be locking B's and C's, but I guarantee you this: won't nobody play with him because this is a high profile case. This is a high profile case. Everybody's seeing it. So them ABs, when they get in there, you ain't gonna see nobody messing with him because he wasn't wrong for what he did. I'm just gonna say that.
So now, were you the only? How many other people, Netbone, when you were going to school, was actually like carrying knives and all that?
Man, all the white boys was carrying knives.
Same here, same.
Everybody in the FFA. Shit, man, you had all type of even females, bro, from mace to knives. They just depending on how they came up, their upbringing and what they were doing, and after school activities, maybe hunting, fishing. They carried knives. And some of them had it poking. You know what I'm saying? Had a little holster for it. It's normal in Texas, man. I don't know how they do it in Georgia, but man, in Texas, we carry knives here. Even when we have our trucks outside at school, we might have a shotgun in the back seat.
Yeah, Georgia the same. Yeah, we live in Atlanta, but Georgia is most of all that's a red state. So Georgia the same as Texas. They love to get down, hunt fish, leather pocket knife protectors on them. Same situation. I just think the optics of it looks crazy. And
And
it
y'all
looked like
say portrayed as a thug, but these same white kids had pictures of 12 gauges when they were shooting ducks and hunting and stuff like that. Man, I'm pretty sure they had knives on them then, and you know what I'm saying? They could have been portrayed as something.
yeah, but they not gonna look at no kids coming up hunting as no bad thing. That's America.
Yeah, but at the
That
same time,
ain't.
they had guns as well. But they didn't, you know what I'm saying? They good. They know how to use guns too now.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Nick Bone. How are we supposed to communicate that with our child? You getting bullied. Because you're kind of saying like the boy wasn't wrong. But I don't think stabbing somebody to get your like if you're getting bullied, I don't think that's the right way to go about things either.
I would agree. Richie, is it right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, Richie, I would agree. If I'm telling my son anything, it's not okay just because somebody bullying you to stab him. That's not the message I'm preaching to my nephew because I don't have no children. But I'm not preaching to my nephew somebody bullying you, stab him. I'm knowing that my nephews are not gangsters. So if somebody is fucking with you and you know you got a goal that you're trying to achieve and to stay out the way, let the teacher know what's going on. Because you're not in the streets. You don't have to live by no code. So go on and let them know what's going on. Say, hey, that might not be the popular thing, but we talking about what's right and wrong now. Everybody got an opinion now that this shit is hot. But when it could have been resolved, both the white boy, if it was too much on the white boy and his brother, they could have went to the principal and said, get him out under 10. He would have got up out under that 10. But I guarantee you, none of them principals would have said, man,
What happened, Nick Bone?
That might be. So I'm trying. It was an adult in the area.
It
Is
had
that
to
an
be an
adult
adult in
that's
the
gonna
area.
be?
the principals probably wasn't even in the stands. They probably was on the field watching the meet.
I mean, was it an adult? Period. Parent, coach,
I'm pretty sure
person of the community.
I'm pretty sure all the people that was important that could have justified the situation probably was on the field, bro. Because most track meets, you got the boosters, they all got the, you know what I'm saying, tents and lawn chairs pulled out, and they on the field watching the events, trying to maintain the event, bro. It's a lot of stuff going on, bro. So this situation, bro, it usually be the upperclassman or somebody who can escalate the situation. Every school got that guy that's like, if something were to go bad, they can stop it from happening. Even we had leaders at our school. So somebody with common sense, maybe sometimes it could be a girl. Hey, y'all chill out. Whoop de whoop. But honestly, I don't believe nobody was in the area that was mature enough to handle the situation, bro. It was just boys being bullheaded, and they, you know what I'm saying, going against each other, which makes no sense because you don't take nobody bad. You don't do that.
So that's why I keep on going back. I think it just honestly, bro, it still got to be another backstory behind this shit, bro. It's still like I understand because I don't even really want to paint it like with the familiar faces because right now Netball, you saying it's Frisco is a white area, you know. So with that being a white area, he might just
Hey, I'm gonna tell you how much money Frisco got. Frisco got Jerry Jones. That's what the Dallas Cowboys play at. That's what Frisco got. I don't know if you was in tune with the Mo3 current situation when Mo3 was alive. He had a concert in Frisco, and they saying that Yellow Beezy had called the police on Mo3 And that's when all them police came and he got arrested that day. He was in Frisco when that happened. So Frisco is a predominantly white. Everybody, all the parents driving Teslas. Everybody, just like, let me just say, Lithia Springs in Georgia or something like that. Well, that's probably a bad scenario. You Carrollton or something. Carrollton in Georgia.
Yeah, there we go. Atworth.
Yeah, something similar to that. So it's like, bro, like you already know where you at. And then the kids' parents, the black kid parents, they had money too. So maybe he was trying to portray an image as a white.
He got that down pat with that damn hair.
All the people that watch
IG don't make it no better.
They going to Lancaster, they going to, you know what I'm saying, Oak Cliff, which is what, 20 minutes away. Carrollton, Frisco, some little places in Mesquite, them all white and Mexicans, man. Like the real hood kids, they go to Skyline, yeah, Kimball, Dallas Carter. That's where they going. See, the black kid went to a white school and the white kid went to white school, so they come up under the same umbrella, basically.
Is that near Southern Methodist University?
Huh?
Is that near SMU?
It's a little bit more north.
Okay, it's a little bit more north.
Yeah, like Richardson and up there. You know what I'm saying? It's when you get in that area, you stand out, bro. As a black person.
That's one of the richest areas in America.
So it ain't like they both was, from two different schools. Like I said, both of them went to a Frisco school, but the other school was Frisco. It might have been something else Frisco, but they both went to a school in Frisco, and I guess they had a track meet, both of the schools met. But nah, dude, he ain't no YN, bro. He just probably looked like that. But at the same time, who he ain't no, he a rich kid. When mama and daddy can have give him a brand new Lexus with a bow on it for his birthday, yeah, he a good kid. Kids ain't getting that.
That's obvious to see. I think Alvin Gentry came from around that area. The running back for Boise State, and I know the way he articulated himself, you can tell he came up, good background, good education. That's a good area to be from.
And then this what got me, y'all. They sit up there and said, well, Carmelo, he got into a fight before this situation. But my thing is, he didn't even get suspended for it. So, like I know, when you good in basketball and good in sports, they ain't gonna say nothing to you. So now that all of this stuff is coming out, he had previous incidents where he got into a fight. But, he didn't get in trouble for it? He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He get no out school suspension. And would have been crazy. What if he would have got bullied in that situation? And they mentioned that he had got in a fight. What if somebody had him in a headlock in that situation?
Okay, so was he a good athlete?
You know what I'm saying? He got bullied in that situation. And maybe, they say, I'm 120 pounds. Maybe start carrying a knife or something. You know what I'm saying? So I won't get put in the musty headlock or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Was the kid an athlete or not? Or was he 120 pounds just regular student? Because y'all saying he was a good athlete. And then y'all saying he 120 pounds.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of 120-pound athletes, man. But he had some D2 scholarships.
So what I'm saying is that, I'm scared for my life because these 250-pound boys, right? That narrative is kind of hard for me to believe.
Nah, but man, when they bigger than you, bro, and they both coming at you, bro, and you done told them to get the fuck on, man, damn, what more you want me to do? Y'all finna hurt me for real. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you still bullying me, man, come on, bro. You leave me to have no choice. You can't cry. You can't do that. You can't cry when
Well, I hope the girls that he went to hug on will defend him and tell the truth of what happened. Because once again, I hear you, NetBones, but white or black, you know who don't like you. You know who don't want you near them. Stand clear. It's two of them. They twins. Stand clear. You know them twins don't like you.
just like the twins said, they had no previous incident. But
That's
like
not. I
y'all
don't
said, I
believe.
know
I
what
don't
y'all
believe.
say. When you going over there, you know they white and real preppy and don't want to fool with you. You shouldn't have been on their tent. But at the same time, it's raining. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? If I would have felt this. I felt that Carmelo was like, okay, if it's that bad, why y'all won't go tell a teacher or somebody on me and make me get out of it? I'm putting myself in his shoes.
But
So
that's
they
just
probably
like
knew
somebody that don't like you. It don't matter how hungry you are. You don't eat them.
Yeah,
If
we know.
somebody don't like you, it don't matter how hungry you are. You don't eat them.
Yeah, but
Leave
we
that
know that at
alone.
the same time they kids at a track meet. It's supposed to be where everybody come together. That's what the track meet is for. They ain't just out there running. It's for you to meet new people that you know what I'm saying that you're going against. You done competed against them all year. Y'all meet up and talk. Maybe he wasn't even studying the boys. Maybe the boys jumped in when he seen him talking to one of them little white girls and they got mad about it.
That's true. That could be true.
I've seen that situation happen before.
But he's using the word bully, so they been messing with him.
Man, they probably been running against these kids ever since they was freshmen. And you know what I'm saying? Here it is, they finna get ready to go to school. And hell, junior year, senior year, we know all y'all anyway. If we don't know y'all personally, we know what y'all about. So I feel like Carmelo was just like, man, I'm stand-up dude. You ain't gonna make me move, bro. Like, it ain't that serious. They could have went out there and throw the football around and say, hey, man, the white kid could say, man, let's throw the football in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Let's chill out a little bit. He didn't have to, man, get around, look, be a Karen. He didn't have to be no Karen on that situation. But he did. He acted like his mama with that one. He just had to get it off.
He didn't have to act like a Karen, and Carmelo didn't have to act like a thug.
And then the GOAT say Carmelo is 5'11", 162.
Yep, he little.
5'11", 162, that's a good frame. He shouldn't be scared. No, that ain't nothing but a little bit of weight. Your first semester in college, you can fill up to 210 easy on a 5'11" frame. I just think
you really can.
He was just so
You think about it with that. You think about that with that adult mindset. See, these kids, they mind ain't even developed like that yet. Richie, they still kids. You know, they want to be in the mix too. But at the same time, when nobody thinking, we can't agree to that. None of these kids was thinking and making sense of none of this shit because it didn't make no sense. Now that parent has to raise her son and be hunted her whole life.
But I can honestly say I've been in situations to where I've been the only black player in a white dugout, and I'm playing as a young guy, and I got older white guys real deal hating on me, like talking shit and all that, and I had never no instinct to like I'm finna stab this man in the neck or I'm finna stab one of these. But yes, fight, of course. If it come down to that, yeah, we would fight all day. But as far as like, I'm gonna stab this man in the neck, he say something crazy to me or make a racist joke or whatever the case may be, that never was a thought that went into my mind as a young man, as a 13, 14-year-old freshman.
He didn't stab him in the neck. He stabbed him in the heart. He didn't stab him.
Or hit somebody with a bat. Like, it ain't never.
But I get what
my
you're
mind to go there.
That era we came from is different than these kids, man. They a little bit different. So it's like I feel like that's kind of like a messed up statement because you got some kids that got some sense, but I feel like both of them was shitheads in this situation, and I don't feel like none of them was raised like that. But that day, I don't know what was in the water. Everybody was up just trying to be. Everybody was trying to be crazy that day. I don't know why, but shit, everybody in trouble now. You shouldn't have did that.
Very interesting story.
I want to say, because we done took so many ass whooping as black people. I want to say power to the people so bad, but I know it ain't right. So I ain't gonna do that.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna do that.
Guapaholics, do you want to hop in? All you do is scroll up to the top of the comments, click on that link that Jay entered. It's really easy. Just put your name in, and you can take over my slot. I got to get the kids a bath. Great talk, though. Thank you for educating me tonight.
We appreciate you coming out, Jazzy. Hurry up and get them damn kids a bath, please. It's been time. But as far as so, do y'all feel like, as far as the older brother, should he be facing any charges?
Yeah, because he knows what's really going on.
And he was clearly the initiator.
Twin brother really know what the situation was. And I totally agree with Neckbone. I really do think that they pushed upon Carmelo the wrong way. I'm not doubting that for 1 second.
I'm just thinking that there was a previous history between them. I don't care what I'm hearing, because now just being able to speak about it with other people, hearing, different perspectives. I'm like, you know what? Nah, he went over there intentionally, and they was trying to, make a point by getting him up out of there, because it was something, it was some previous, dealings with them, and it had to be. And then he ended up stabbing the dude. Just make it simple. Things like that just don't. It just don't happen.
To stab somebody, you gotta be madder to stab somebody than to shoot somebody.
And then just think, he hit him in the heart. Just imagine how much force that man came down with that. You know what I mean? He came down with that. He stuck that whole knife in that kid, man. That whole knife in that kid. Like, it's just like, nah, man.
What they say, what grandma always used to tell us as kids, a scared MF will kill you every time. It kill you dead. Well, he definitely was scared, especially running like that, talking about, is he okay?
And that's another good thing. I feel like Carmelo got going for him too, because he did actually, as the GOAT stated out, he asked if the guy was okay after he was caught. They mentioned these type of things as far as remorse, and did he express any type of remorse?
Yeah, remorse. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think he intentionally, tried to try to kill the guy. I don't. He definitely had the knife, and it happened the way it happened. But to actually hit somebody in the heart, that's almost like bullseye. So he can't take it back. But he kind of landed right where he needed to land. And
if you see, Jay, where he was talking about with him and his dad's conversation on the way to where they was going, I don't know if it was a hospital or going home. He said, we had a conversation in the truck about it, but I'm not gonna talk about that. I guarantee you it was a whole bunch of and coon. I can't, you know what I'm saying? It was possibly a whole bunch of conversation that he didn't want to talk about that they was talking. So it's like, bro, like, what you teaching your kids. As a man, stop doing that. If there's any white people out there and they good at football and they playing middle linebacker and they ahead of their class, man, teach them some sense. Just because you got good grades and you do this and do that, it don't give you a right to run up on people like a Karen. Nobody.
Let's keep it real though.
Nobody
in that situation, they gotta be a little nasty.
Man, no,
they gotta play with some edge.
They ain't got, but that edge could get you killed with the wrong fool at that certain day. On that certain day, you gotta look at it like that.
That's
Because
across the border.
that's on
That's what I'm
nobody.
saying. I don't think that's a black or white thing. I think that's across the board.
Because I know, man, say, I know some white boys. If you go up that I went to school with, that everybody knew, you don't mess with him. Because he gonna take it there. His family probably military, but you don't mess with him. Even white guys, hey, don't mess with that fool. He'll pull a switchblade on you quick. Don't do it. See, at the same time, you just don't know what folks thinking. Leave folks alone. Keep your hand to yourself. Please keep your hand to yourself. Because then me and Jay, we're gonna talk about it. Because we gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it. That's our job. That's our part-time job.
What you think, Go?
What's good, bro?
What's good, man? Tell us what you think about it, man. Cause you've been having some interesting comments in the chat. So what's
Yeah.
up? What you think?
I think it's a lot of stuff that they not telling us on both sides. It definitely was more than just you tell him get over your tent and you had it back and forth and he just pulled a knife. It's something way more than that. Will we find out what it was? I hope so, because it could possibly be the line from him going to jail for a very long time or him getting out or him being free. But I mean, I do hope that they find out the thin line or what's something deep that's going on in there that they not telling us. Because right now, it looked bad for him. I ain't gonna lie.
Do you think it's possible that that he was getting bullied by somebody at the school that the two brothers was going to?
I mean, yeah, it's possible, but I mean, if we don't have no evidence in court, that don't mean nothing. If there's no evidence.
Well, the media was saying that he was getting bullied and all this and that. That's why I said it. That's why I asked you at least.
Oh, well, I mean, if he was getting bullied by somebody at the school, but the somebody that's, like, that's a toss-up because it's somebody. It didn't say the twins. It didn't say one of the twins' friends. I don't know.
Right.
Like, I don't know how that's going to stick up in court.
I don't think that would stick because if they set that precedent as, okay, he was getting bullied, think about all the cases throughout America in all these schools that kids get bullied in. Now
right.
we giving them an out for when they go off the hinge.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's kind of that's that thin line I'm talking about. They need something that's gonna stick, that they actually got a case, because they just going off what we got right now. Lil bruh, he better enjoy the time he got right now.
The optics.
Yeah,
horrible.
Go ahead,
optics.
Richard.
Horrible optics. I think his best defense is that they got to go and find the twins' classmates. I'm talking about the quiet nerd that just sits and does her work, and like character witnesses like that. And just what can you speak on them? Are they, what kind of person are they? But that's gonna be hard to get juveniles involved in the case like that. It's just gonna be the facts, and the facts are what what they present. It's gonna be mainstream. It ain't gonna be like too much of that because it's a juvenile case. You can't put past. It's not gonna be a passion crime, whatever they call that, a crime of passion. I don't think you can put it. So,
and they charged him with first-degree murder. And then I think, bro, because it's gonna be really interesting when they really sit and interrogate him and really figure out why did he bring the knife to the track meet, bro. That did not happen by mistake, bro. They just did.
I will say this though, Jay. They better keep Camelo off that damn stand, man. They gotta keep him off the stand, bro. Because I don't know if I'm gonna say it right, bro. If I'm his lawyer, I'm keeping him off that stand.
That's gonna be
keep him off the stand and getting his haircut. He would have got a haircut the time he left jail.
Well, they had to give. He probably got one. He don't have one now.
I mean, he's probably gonna have one by tomorrow or something like
Yeah,
that.
he gotta have it. He gotta get a haircut. Cause that's just true, bro. He might be, but the way you look, man, it don't look like that, bro. You look like too many. You look like too many other mugshots, man. And it's sad to say. I'm not saying that like ha ha ha. I'm saying that that's just the reality of the situation. That shit looks bad, bro. That shit look horrible, dog. Horrible.
Yeah,
that's in America, bro. You're not a baby. They don't look at you as no baby.
I get what you're saying, but then we go into another point. I wish they would that lawyer eat that up. You can't look at nobody because they do their hair with a sponge and say they're a criminal, man. That's just like if you had dreads. You
Man,
can't
it
look
ain't about that judge, it's about that jury.
Yeah, but at the same time, they can't, man. Them Frisco kids. If they had a Frisco community in there, man, them people will equip with what the media is and what's going on with these kids, man. It ain't royal. It ain't old deep East Texas. You know, them folks, they urban enough to know what's going on with these kids and how they wearing their hair and stuff. I don't think they're gonna target that, bro. If they do, I feel like that's another thing. They building a team of good lawyers around Carmelo. I don't know if y'all watched the Young Thug case, but he had a good team of lawyers around him, bro. And I feel like if they do that, he got a good chance of beating the case, bro.
The thing about it is, when they go to court, they only looking at the facts though. And what are the facts to this case? You got the altercation that happened, and now this young man ended up dead. And they charging him with first degree murder. I'm not sure. I need to read the statute on in Texas because every state is state by state. But sometimes usually it comes with some type of premeditation. With some type of intention that was carried out to actually do that. So with the facts of the case, we can speculate and really think about it however we want to think about it, but we just keep it real, like, bro. The facts of it don't really look good for Carmelo. It really don't.
The principal was saying that we want our people on this case. They don't want this case moved to another county. They want it in Frisco, bro. So it's like I get what y'all saying, but man, there's still hope for him, bro. I feel like he'll go down to a second. He still got hope, bro.
After they drain all that money, they just I don't know if they from my understanding now they can't even touch the money, right? So I don't know if they're gonna where the money coming from to even build this super team of lawyers.
I mean, probably donations and stuff like that. Like they just bought it out.
I seen that security he had on when he got out of jail. Them big old black security officers. That black car, he got that black Escalade he jumped in when he got out of jail. Man, it's all type of people around the country trying to, put money in them parents' pocket. You don't know where. We don't get help. Because I get what they're saying as kids, but the country is using this case as it's a black and white thing.
Yeah, it's a pro bono case with the national media.
But I'm telling you, both sides. And they say the funeral that they had last Saturday, this Saturday past, it wasn't none but white folks in that month. You didn't see a nigga inside. So, man, both sides, bro. They getting threats. The parents getting threats. The judge getting threats.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like this shit is like. This shit is big, bro. This like they're not like the OJ case.
So, you think how do you think it's gonna play out for him, Netbone, if he end up being innocent, being found innocent?
I'm gonna tell you something. Every HBCU out there. Get that scholarship he got, he should be able to go to any HBCU he wants to, man. You know what I'm saying? And you as a young adult, you learn from your situations and you go from there. You can't, you know what I'm saying? But you got to learn how to deal with stuff without resorting to violence. Sometimes you got to turn around and walk away. You can't put the knife to everybody, man. Like, some stuff ain't worth it. I would have seen them dudes and they would tell me to get out the ring. I would have got out the ring, man, because guess what? Football season came around, I would have strapped my chin strap up. I would have seen one of them linebackers coming through my hole and I would have cut his knees out. And that would have been just enough retaliation that I needed that I could get away with without going to jail. And it would have been that. Like, yes, you got to teach your kids how to deal with these honkies when they get out of line. Because if you keep telling them to result in violence, what happens is, man, like you saying with the jury, you putting yourself in a situation and you putting your life in their hands now. Now you don't even got control of your life. You know what I'm saying? So just teach your kids how to deal with life without using that pistol or using that knife, bro, because we all want to live to see 100, man. Like, this shit was unnecessary, man. We shouldn't even be talking about it, but we have to, bro. It's in the media, so it is what it is, man. Just hope for the best, bro.
Okay, now think about this. If this young man get found innocent, now what precedent are they setting for America? Because now it's okay for kids to carry weapons to school.
Nope. What they want, that they scared, because I feel like what's gonna happen is, if he get found innocent, I feel like they're gonna be in a situation where, like, okay, we need to leave them the hell alone. They tired of getting pushed around. Everybody in that school district, when they see some shit that's wrong and they see some black kids, they gonna be like, man, let's just leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't feel like all the black kids gonna start carrying knives and, you know, poking people, but at the same time, this out 1 out of 1,000,000. They up 1,000,000 on us. They up 100 million on us. This the one. I know we talking about kids, but man, they up. So it's like, damn, like how much we gonna take before we get tired of getting pushed around, bro? How much more we gonna take as black men? Keep your hands to yourself. Stop being a Karen.
That message ain't gonna resonate at that high school level, man. That message ain't gonna resonate about how much take.
I guarantee won't nobody else put their hands on nobody else.
It recalls a race war if it isn't given any jail time. Well, I guess she meant. But yeah, it's going. That's another thing, and it's just think about it, man. Just the precedent it is set. If this young man, if he get no jail time, no matter how we feel about it, if he get no jail time, man, listen, you just giving kids permission to bring some type of weapon to school.
I don't agree. You gotta put more context in there, Jay. You don't get every kid that's gonna bring a knife to school. Kids, whether you right or wrong, kids and their parents need to teach kids how to deal with situations. You can't be lazy on the dog. And something like this happening, you see what's facing, because it's just as easy it is for him. Well, it's just as good as it would be if he got free. It's just as bad as it would be if he get charged with the 20 and 30 years. So that shit alone should scare you as a young adult to say they're gonna do some stuff in this case, in this trial, that's gonna make it seem as he gonna have some good days and bad days. Everybody gonna be watching now. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna be some days it's look like, oh, Melo out of there. Melo ain't coming home. So kids watching that, they're gonna say, hey, shit, I ain't put myself in that situation, because maybe he probably won one jury just enough to get off. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't just gonna be no, okay, if he free, he free. If he go to jail, he go to jail. Man, it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of money. People educate themselves of the situation and see what's going on when you in that courtroom, and that time you spend in jail and them death threats you getting, man, that's a lot of stress right there. It ain't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, you gonna see it. You seen Young Thug when he was facing all that time, man. He was tired. He couldn't eat, eating Snickers. Man, all them people ratting on him. He couldn't say nothing, just sit there and take it. He couldn't do nothing. Money running out, going broke, ain't put out no album. Cause look at the damn, like he got free, right? Now look at it. Everything he do, he gotta watch himself. He can't be around gang members, which probably ain't gang members. They just his friends, and they all rep this certain shit. So he can't get caught with them. He can't be at certain places because he know it might get shot up. All of that shit goes in effect when the motherfucker do get away from something that's bad. That shit is stressful, bro. Name one nigga that live that life that is easy for, bro. Not being able to smoke weed that's in that life, right? But we talking about kids that ain't in that life. It won't be hard for them, but man, bro, that shit, he killing somebody, bro. That motherfucker gonna have nightmares and all kind of shit. He probably ain't slept or ate nothing.
It depends on the backstory behind it.
Man, ain't no backstory. He stabbed him in the car. He stabbed him in the heart. Motherfucker sit there and died and bled to death, and he took off running, knowing what happened. He fucked up.
From the look like it, he looked like a straight laced kid. That Carmelo Anthony kid, he looked straight laced. He don't look like he have dealt with a lot of situations like independently. He look like the type of kid to get picked up and dropped off at a certain time.
Yeah, man, I lived in Oak Cliff for 2 years, man, in an apartment. The same apartment Mo 3 was busting that. And we could be real about it now that he gone. But at the same time, bro, it's some 15 to 14 years old out there doing that drill rap in Dallas right now. 14 and 13, they killing it, sliding every single night. He not that, bro. He get in prison, he gonna get respect off of what he done to a white boy. He not getting no respect on how tough he is. So he can't go in jail and say, oh, I'm tough, I did that. No, he'll get respect of what he did. Because you know that the white population is like what, 5%? Black population damn near take 80. The Mexicans probably take, we'll say 60 20, 15. You know what I'm saying? It's a predominantly black city. So in the jail cell, so he gonna get his respect. But man, he not living like that, bro. You can't tell me that kid with a Lexus, big old house, 2-story house, man, that kid ain't like that, man. Y'all gotta let him make it, man.
Yeah, for the most part, bro.
That judge and them jury ain't gonna let him make it. Somebody died. Somebody got to get held responsible.
If he do go to jail, bro, he gonna be in PC, and you know it's still jail, but it's not as bad as population.
And then it depends on what jail they actually send him to.
Yeah,
because you know whoever run this jail, but if they send him to that jail, that prison at least, but they can be real rough out there for you. You know what I mean? So
he good. I'm telling you, y'all, he good. He is good.
And then on top of that, go ahead, go.
You said what?
I thought you were trying to say something.
Nah, I was like, Neckbone say he good. I said, all right, man. Hey, you think he gonna be good? Hey. Okay.
Because I'm like, they could.
They won't put a scratch on that man, bro.
Oh, you talking about if he go to jail? Nah, he good. Yeah, I thought you was saying like, well, he gonna beat the case. He good. I was like, ooh, yeah.
Nah, man, I'm 50-50, man, because I already know it's a possibility that he could do some time. Because I feel like they gonna drain him. Hey, I feel like they gonna try to drain him, bro. I feel like they gonna try to keep this going to early January of next year, bro. They trying to drain them folks, man. They gonna do some dirty stuff. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's just I don't know, bro. It's a dirty situation he playing with, bro. He could have just fought him, bro. He could have just slapped the piss off him and took out, bro. That's what I feel.
You kick one of them in the balls, damn take off.
He had to hit him in the head with something, but man, it wasn't right, bro. It wasn't right. I would say free Melo, but Melo free, man. He just gotta He got to fight. He got to put up a good argument why he did what he did.
It's going to be very difficult for him to even put up a good argument. And then this case, if I don't think the news is telling us, the real backstory behind it, but if it is what they're actually telling us, it shouldn't even last nothing. It should last probably less than a week. It's not much to even solve. It's like, this is the facts behind the story. I mean, in the case, it's just simple, bro. You cannot. You're just not supposed to have the weapon, and this man right here ended up dead.
That 2-second action got him 20 years.
No, and then you gotta think about it. These kids, that man, in order for us to even put their faces on our thumbnail, these people are 17. They're seen as adults. They're going to get They're going to get charged as adults. Well,
yeah,
he's
definitely gonna get charged as an adult.
Yeah, this ain't finna be no 20 years. None of that. This man is no. This is grown up stuff, and so this is very different to shape his life in a major way.
No, they're gonna give him. They ain't gonna give him over 20. They're gonna give him around 20 years.
20.
Yeah, I think they're gonna give him around 20 years. They'll respect the fact that he got a lawyer, and you bonded out, so you're paying into the system already. Okay, you still gonna catch these 20 years though.
I mean, you got to. Well, I ain't gonna say you got to, but yeah, it's realistic. You got to, because I just can't see that. This is a school event. No matter what's going on there, this is it's government, school government, all that. So, this happened there, and even in the upscale predominantly white area, they got to set the precedent.
They're not going for no fear for your life. They're not going fear for your life at a track meet, and you the only one with a weapon. It's really over with. I don't see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't see how you can get around it. You that scared for your life? You at a track meet full of all these people. You the only one with a weapon.
Hopefully they bust this case wide open and they get the answer, bro. Because that's what I feel like. Man, they got a weak case, bro. Because it seems like that kid is hiding something.
For sure.
His mom is hiding something, bro. And I hope they get exposed, bro, for what really happened, dog. Because that's gonna tell the case right there, bro. Because if the other kid was one that was doing the bullying and the brother just caught the heat for it, it's a possibility, man, that he might end up having to face some time or something. You never know.
I'm just hiding the fact that he probably said the N-word and probably was, probably acting like a racist. He don't want that to get out because a white person get exposed to being a racist in a new social way where it can go viral. That's their worst fear too.
I say this, y'all remember that movie? Remember the Titans? Where they had that division in the locker room. You had the dude. He said, "You don't belong here. This is our house." And then Coach Boom, he came in there. He turned the whole thing around. That's the type of vibe they brought to that black man. It ain't 1970s no more. You didn't have to move from under that tent, and you didn't have to put your hands on.
But why you stabbed him?
You're right. That's what we can come to agreement and to understanding that he had no right to stab them either. He could have just punched him and ran or slapped him, or it fought just until his friends came to help him. But it could have been the other way too. They could have bumped his head on the stands, and he had a blood clot and died too. So it's man, I don't know. It's just some shit. There's some shit here, cause man, it could have went wrong on both sides. No matter what the situation was.
Now, that's something he can beat. You get into a fight, somebody fall and hit his head on the guardrail. Now that's something you can fight.
Yeah,
I don't see you fighting stabbing somebody at a damn school.
I'm talking about Carmelo hit his head.
Where were his Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too many holes in this case. He might be in here to affect him by himself. We the only one under the tent.
And slam him. Hell, who knows if they didn't grapple him up? Because I don't feel like a lick. I don't feel like a dude passing a lick. He had to either slap him, because I feel like it was some grappling going on, and then he turned his back and look, and he got him. I feel like he tried to grab him or something. That didn't move, because I don't feel like you just punch somebody and then you get enough time to this just slap me and grab your knife, bro. They probably was wrestling. He had that hand on it. He probably didn't even mean to stab. But Carmelo, which I have to understand, Carmelo can't come out and talk like white folks said. Can he? Probably ain't educated to say we was wrestling and I poked him. That's why they have a trial for, because he probably, he wasn't grabbing him. Because I don't see him swinging and hitting him and hitting the knife and having enough time for him to let him stab him, bro. Somebody
Carmelo stabbed first.
They didn't know that he had a knife. So that sounded like they was trying to slam him, trying to, bullying. I understand getting a knife when you see two people come. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, y'all finna do me bad? Like, yeah, follow me. Pow! Hit him. Got him. Oh, man, damn, I killed the motherfucker. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. But for somebody to just come and just, hit me upside my head, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to retaliate enough to get a knife and stab him. Or he, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably be wrestling. We see this all the time. Somebody get the rap, somebody get a gun somewhere in the side, he hit you, pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me. I don't feel like he squared up and slapped him and he poked him. I don't feel. You see, the media be lying, man. So we gonna definitely see what really happened. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? If they don't show the video, there's gonna be enough evidence to see what really happened.
Man, looking at the pictures of Carmelo, man, I think he got picked on by black, white, just friends, just going through those trials. I don't think he got a lot of females, and I think he was just kind of angry. And he was fed up with everything, like being a teenager. Like, boy, I ain't going.
You talking about the white boy rich or the black kid?
I'm talking about Carmelo. Like, if you just look at his picture.
I don't know what YN ran you off the road in the middle of Atlanta traffic, man. I feel like the white boy probably had the girl, didn't have no girls. That's why he came acting like that.
Man, them twins definitely had him, man. Come on now.
He probably was the black kid was probably, we speculating now, so we just talking shit.
Yeah, we speculating now.
The black kid probably had one of their girls up under their tent talking to them, trying to shoot game. And because if it was girls around, it ain't no reason for you to get jumped stupid like that. You know what stuff kick off? It's that pretty girl in the corner. Everybody trying to impress and get off on one another. Nothing. She probably couldn't even.
Carmelo wasn't on that, man. You can look at his picture. He wasn't on that, man. He looked like a kid that probably got keys, but he looked like also a kid that, hey, might want to stop talking shit about him because he looked like he might snap. He got that I might snap look to him. Not like a young YN look, just like he look a little unhinged. Like you don't know what he's thinking all the time.
Damn.
Netball, I had muted you just so it come through clear.
Yeah, I know. See, it get tripping there in 5 minutes. It's tough, man. I can't really tell you, but you might have to mute up, Jay, so you can hear me. But I can't really tell you what was going on with the kids, if it was girls out there or what, man. But man, they shouldn't have did that way, bro. I can't. Melo was right or the white kids, bro. I feel like they were both wrong, and two wrongs, it don't make no right. It's supposed to happen like that.
That's exactly how I feel too. I feel like it was two wrongs, and I don't know why he went off the deep end like that though. That was a violent act. That's a violent act.
And on top of that, netball, they didn't say they was swabbling. They didn't say they was wrestling. None of that. They didn't say that. They said the push happened and all that. And even if it was a girl out there, the way that they said, they didn't say that this was happening kind of by accident. This pretty much kind of happened intentionally.
But can we agree that the media has just been overemphasized what's been going on in defense of the white boy?
No, bro. I feel like they doing exactly what this is America, bro. We turn on the news every day. What it look like? It look like the same shit.
I get what you're saying, bro. But this is why I think we kind of disagree. We kind of agreeing, but we disagreeing. But at the same time, they lied about how the situation applied. You got some people coming out saying that he just stabbed him for no reason, bro. And that's a lie. The narrative they pushing. They don't know what happened. So it's like, damn, like, you really believe what the media say until we hear what happened in court?
No, bro. Of course I'm on your side, but I'm talking about, bro, where do we live in? We live in the United States of America. You are guilty until proven innocent. Times 100 because you of color.
Say that out again, Rich. Start over and say it again.
I said, we live in the United States of America. You are guilty until proven innocent. Times 100 if you African American. All right? You young. By the time you hit 13, 14, you get looked at as a grown adult. You're going to get hit with adult charges if you do something crazy.
Especially at 17.
17 it's over with. 17, you're an adult.
Where y'all gentlemen are coming from. But at the same time, it's not the 60s or 70s no more, bro. Like, people got media. It's white people that take black people's side now. It's more white people that voted for Obama than blacks. So at the same time, you got people that got sense. No Jim Crow laws no more, bro. People got common sense. I get what you're thinking, what you shouldn't think like, because it shows that he then kind of gave up on belief, but he got a fighting chance, bro. Damn, like, bro, the motherfucker is retaliating, bro. So he got a chance. But
brother, I understand that, but like you said, this case is American parallel. Like you said, it's as big as the OJ trial. Now, it's not as big as the OJ, but it might be a modern day OJ trial. You got a black person that did a violent act towards a white person, an unsuspected black person. OJ was unsuspected as hell, rich, in the limelight. Okay, this kid was a high school student athlete. They there for the same reason. Like, what the hell happened? The optics are
got away with it, even though we know it, but he got away with it. It's what happened in court. Now they say me.
Carmelo Anthony ain't got 0.25% of what OJ had.
He was dead wrong. They hated OJ for years, but they couldn't prove it in court. So it's a new day and time, bro. And even that was like, what, 15, 20 years ago?
OJ spent more money on that case than Carmelo Anthony was spending on this case.
Carmelo ain't gonna be the only one spending. His parents ain't gonna be the only one spending. And it's black people all across the nation, even white people agreeing and donating to the fund for him so he can have some money for this trial, bro. This is not just, he ain't just in it by himself, bro. I'm behind them. I'm finna donate. As soon as they drop that bag again, I'm donating. I'm gonna donate for both sides though. I'm gonna do both for Carmelo because I want him free.
All I'm saying is, bro, he better come harder than they was bullying me, man. You gotta come harder than they was bullying me.
Carmelo ain't gotta do no coming. All he gotta do is sit there and shut up and let the lawyer do the work.
Yeah, well, they better come with more bullying than that. Having a disagreement about being under a tent.
It's more to it, bro. There's more to this case. We're gonna see.
And I'm gonna be honest, bro. Carmelo was not an athlete there, bro.
He was an athlete at
Carmelo was.
Centennial High School.
Yeah, he was not. I'm saying as far as that track meet, he wouldn't participate in no track events.
They don't really say that in the write up. I was just reading it. They don't say
That's why I'm just like I'm going back rereading it. He was not. He wasn't a participant out there in those for that meet. So once again, in my mind, bro, you weren't even participating in over here in this meet. Now you ain't even over here with your school. You're over here with these people, and now you got a knife, and y'all got to get in the altercation, and you use the knife. No, bro. Stop playing.
Bro, whether he was participating or not participating, bro, you don't have
That's
to
huge.
out in the rain, though, dog. It's the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys, bro. It's kids. They can go wherever the hell they want to go. Them kids don't own no piece of property. They don't own the tent that they're under. They had no reason, just like they bullied them. They could have told the principal if it was that serious to get from under the tent.
Man, Carmelo Anthony got to be a scary child, man. Very scary child.
Right, but it's just like, bro, if he was that scary, he wouldn't even be over there up under their tent.
But that goes to Neckbone point. He really he can't. He don't need to say anything. He need to look like a very, very, very shy, scared kid, and was just scared as hell. And somebody
I don't think it's defense. I mean, his lawyer's gonna probably let him get up there on that stand anyway, because the less he say, the better for him. Because the more leave everybody else speculating. But then it's almost like the less he say could be worse for him. Because at the same time, just how I feel like me and you thinking, Richie, that, bro, why do you even have a knife at this event? No matter, I don't care the athletes cut. They some people carry knives to school. It's even it's in a situation like this, right? If somebody get stabbed, like something like that at a school, no matter how often you seen kids carrying knives and stuff, you still know it's wrong at that moment that happened. You know it's wrong. It was not supposed to happen.
I agree, y'all. But man, I'm gonna get off of work, y'all. I appreciate you, Richie, having the conversation. You know, you my boy. We gotta disagree to agree sometimes.
Always.
Man, keep cooking, Jay. I like how you get the videos up now. We can look at stuff. We ain't educated on the situation. We can talk about it, man. We're grown men talking and talking about what's going on in the media, bro. I'm just gonna say salute, and I'm out of this piece, man. Thank y'all, man.
I appreciate you, Netbone, stopping by, letting us know your take, because you out there, and your insight is very valuable, because the laws are different, the way of living is different. That's very important to have somebody actually out there in the area. But it's still how my mind is still going. I'm trying to think as right as possible, and to have any type of weapon, no matter even if it was a non-lethal weapon, even if it's like a taser or mace, that's still, you do not supposed to have that at a school event, on school property. And no, and then on top of that, dude, you was not even a participant in this meet. So what is you even doing down here with the athletes?
Right.
What you doing over here up under this school tent? You're in the wrong all the way around. There's no way, to me, in my mind, that you even have a defense. No matter if you that was bullying you, but no, I mean the answer that's not the answer to getting bullied. It's never the answer to getting bullied. To stab them at that incident, you could have, when you used them same legs when you ran off, you could have ran to go to an authority figure, man.
Right. It just, It really all around suck because I really think looking at the kid, man, he looked like a shy, reserved kid. And like they say when a kid go to college, a reserved kid go to college, they go, but wow, some you gotta let these kids go scrape their knee when they're young and go venture off in the woods because they don't really know how to handle situations. Might be this phone era, this new age thing where they don't know how to communicate. A lot of kids don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to look in the eye. Like,
and in that era too, bro, life just means that much to them. It doesn't mean anything because, I mean, it's even, you know, the mindset. You have to just really think deeper in that. Like, this is what finna be the new precedent now. This is because it's almost like when these people go in these schools and, you know, do this stuff to these kids, whatever. Then it's like it just continuing to happen. School year after school year, you just get a new situation. You know, almost sometimes in the same state, and it's almost like now. I mean, this is going to become the new normal.
This the unfortunate thing that this is gonna get more national news coverage than when the school shooter shoots up the school, and you know what school shooters usually look like,
right?
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's why. That's another
the
probably
news
driving
on that
factor.
gonna be the memorial and remembering how the community came together and persevered, and you know that's gonna be more of the story. The story is gonna be okay. We got a stabbing on school. We got a stabbing. A black kid stabbed a white kid. Now we're trying to figure it out.
And see how I think that the news what they do their injustice, they painting this whole this whole backstory to it, but then they kind of give it to you like, well, you know, this is really was, you know, legal. You can't do that. They say it without saying it. It's like, you know, because now if you kind of look at the backstory you're giving me, it's painting the black kid like you had no business in any way. You're not justified in your actions. It's no way. Right.
I'm glad they got a good team. It's like a parallel of America for real, man. That's what's crazy about the situation to me.
To me, I don't think it's a parallel, bro, because it's just like bringing a firearm or something to work, bro. You just can't. You stab somebody at work. You was not supposed to have that.
That's very true too. That's very true too.
I mean, come on now. Like you weren't. Even if we wrong, you weren't supposed to have that knife here.
That's an isolated incident. I just think the kid was reserved and didn't know how to take no conflict or take no, and just man.
Not even. I mean, you could look at it, but I mean. Whatever, but then you got a kid who, I mean, he went in his bag. Then that's another thing, bro. These prosecutors is finna tear this case apart. You intentionally went in your bag
and then took out running,
grabbed the knife and used it, and then took out running. Like all this, and they. Yeah, just because in their examination, all of this requires thought and time. When you went in that bag, you still could have took the option of not taking that knife. You could have, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you pulled it out of the bag, you still had the option because they're gonna ask this man if he, you know what I mean? What did he think was gonna happen when he did that? What did you think was gonna happen when you grabbed that knife? Because they're gonna nip it in the bud off the bat though. Because they're gonna ask him, okay, with this knife, tell me with the capabilities when using this knife in such way. What is the capabilities of this knife? And he gonna sit right there and pretty much tell them, but his lawyers probably, you know what I mean, probably prep him for it. But you know what I mean, you're gonna have to tell them.
Yeah,
you
why bring that knife out? Why you had that knife on you?
Yeah. and the capabilities. You know the capabilities that even because when you use a gun for something, if you watch these law and crime networks, they ask these people in examinations. You do know the capabilities of that weapon, right? What is this weapon capable of? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, used in certain situations. So what is this knife gonna be capable of?
Well, they say, our defendant thought it was his tent. Thought it was his school's tent. And was approached the wrong way.
But I mean, okay, what if they do say that? Now, from my standpoint, this was just at what point are you a manager for this for the track team? What is your dealing with these athletes now? How did you think this was your school team? Because you supposed to be a pretty darn good. You got your Division II scholarship. How did you think this was your school team? So
that's interesting.
You know, and now it's like almost like this, bro. Even if the black dude do get off, but his college career is over with. No school is gonna want him to come on there. Even almost like the white kid, do a school want him to come to their program, or just to be a student? Well, how much press that this is finna carry?
Soon as the local reporter get on that, wherever you're going, it definitely gonna be create a story.
Yeah, just imagine you got the black kids that see this little white boy walking around campus. They, you know what I mean? They feel however way they feel. They feel like that the white boy was in the wrong. They gonna flash you. So do these schools? Are they gonna even want y'all up there? I think not.
It's just crazy that how things can escalate, man, and I just hate it. I don't see how it got to that level. Got escalated to that level to where, man, again, stabbing somebody is harder. It's harder to stab somebody than it is to shoot somebody.
Yeah, and then the bad thing about it was, because he hit that organ, that main one of the main organs. Like, dog, that's the hard part. He just hit right. If he would have never hit that hard, bro, if he would have hit an inch off that hard, this would never even got the press. It would have got, if that kid would have lived, it would have never even got the press it's getting. But the fact that, oh my, it's like even, it's like shooting a gun and actually hitting the target and hitting actually where you wanted to hit. It's like that happens less often unless you just, you had so much practice. And even with a knife, you
making it sound worse. You really making it sound worse saying that the boy got a katana blade and he been low key. That makes it seem like that's pretty. Hey man, this man, do you have these thoughts already? Like,
just think about that now, because bro, they finna bring some experts out, bro, in order to, to get this done, bro. Now they gonna really break this down, man. You don't really hear people get stabbed in the heart, bro. Stabbed in the heart. That's not that easy to do. You got to really think about that, bro. That's not that. It's even like using a bow. We have to realize the difficulty at what just happened. This ain't something that just like, man, this almost like when you really can think deep about it. Was he training to do this almost?
Now you got me thinking they finna search his phone. What has it been searching up for the last? Yeah, they finna go through everything.
You have to now, bro. Because it's like, okay, if he would have hit him in the stomach or hit him in the other side of the chest, or even like if he would have hit him in the neck, that's like even grounds like, hold on, man. Now like this main thing, like Netbone saying he hit him in the neck. So I'm thinking, boom. But now it's like, even now that he hit him in the heart, those two places, wherever, man, that's you know what I mean? That's crazy work right there. That's even like the freak. the accident, how they talking about young Scooter did jump the fence and then cracked the, you know what I mean, his leg broke the, you know what I mean, hit his main artery, all that. That's like, what?
Right.
And if you really think about it, like, man, you really telling me, just really think about it, Richie. You got a knife in your hand, you get into an altercation with somebody. What's the chances of, I mean, I know you pretty accurate because I know you would, you know what I mean, baseball or whatever, but whatever. It's still like, bro, you think you could just really, the first time, poke, one poke, hit him in the heart?
Man, I'm closing. If it really come down to it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to close my eyes and you know what I mean, come up out of there. If I got to
No, I'm not saying come up out of there. I know you're going to come up. I know you're going to be able to hit the body, but I'm saying actually hitting the heart. That's the difficulty of hitting the heart, bro. One. That's like, bro. That's he ain't poke him 2-3 times. One time.
Man, to me, to envision myself even using a knife, man, I got to be so scared for my life. I just really like, I can't even describe to you how accurate I would be with a knife, bro. Because I feel like it'll come down to a knife fight in the real, man.
Okay, put it like this. Let me ask you this question. You have a gun, right? What is the likelihood of you actually hitting the heart?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's so you know you got to really think about what I'm really thinking about, how deep and how they're gonna do their investigation, bro. Was this like actually, was you planning this? You know what I'm saying? Because that's almost like, bro, that's really deep, bro. You hit this man in the chest one time and hit their heart. A lot of people can tell you stories like, oh, it was like if it would have went an inch closer or this closer, it hit my heart. But this man actually,
yeah, you hear them stories all the time.
Yeah, like wow, they finna really do a crazy investigation on him, like even deeper. Like, man, nah, it's no justification, and don't let them find out. Don't let him be then Google search something. Oh, it's something for you. Mm-hmm.
If that's what I said, they're gonna do a sweep on that phone. If he didn't search up something crazy or anything.
This quiet kid that you see right there, that you can see through the hair and all that, but you know what I mean. But this quiet kid, what he been in the house practicing, what he been in there Googling and searching, how you know what I mean? What his mind at?
Right. What kind of video games he play all day?
Yeah. Because it seemed like it happened by accident, but then it's like, hold on, man. Well, after you've been living for a while, it's like, man, no. Like when you really just keep thinking about it and can really break it down, this is not accidental. None of it.
The boy could have thought he was a special agent in his room. And he said, "Boy, I'm finna practice my skill. You know, if anybody try, I'm going what I know." You right. Right. He a teenager. No telling what he had going on in his room.
And they gonna I'm surprised that they said nothing about it from which I heard, but really they might even tear that down. Because the investigation, they finna take their time and they gonna dig up everything they need to dig up if they ain't already dug it up. Like it's way deeper to this. And I really want to know, like, what's the backstory? And I feel like it has to be something dealing with them boys. Them boys, like, this didn't happen by accident. You not telling. I just can't see that, bro. Because once you figure out some people got into an altercation from the outset of it, it's like, you know, it seemed like they didn't even know each other. Then you figure out they knew each other. You know what I'm saying? They knew each other.
Could have been a child elementary bully. Could have went to the same elementary school.
Right. And then it even get even deeper. We sitting right here watching the video. This man, you mean to tell me your twin brother, your older twin brother, the one that you probably fighting and y'all in all type of competition, y'all playing football together and all this, and you didn't show not one piece of emotion? Nah. It's
deeper than what they showing us, huh? It's some more facts that need to come out.
It is.
So you waiting on some more facts.
Yeah. And mama, you mean to tell me mama sitting right here didn't show not one bit of emotion? Mama, the son didn't have to console the mama. The mama didn't have to console the son. And then I did this. The crazy part about this, right? The whole thing, and this is why it's like, the more we dig on it, the more it's like crazy to get. The dad, it's an interview out there. The dad, he came out. The dad already said he forgive the dude. He forgive Carmelo. He forgive Carmelo for doing that. He forgave him instantly.
Damn.
Yeah, he forgave him instantly. When do you ever hear that?
This is weird.
When do you ever hear that? Because now it's like, now you got the brother and the mama, they got an interview together. But the dad, he wouldn't nowhere to be found in that interview. But
Yeah,
he
I
got his
seen
own
that.
he got his own interview where he forgave him Carmelo instantly.
Wow.
It's like I'm just like, whoa, but that's a from when I heard it initially, I was like, dang, this man is strong, boy. Oh, what you mean to tell me?
I wonder if there was a real deal where they were going hard with this racism and going hard with like the jokes and stuff like that. I wonder if that was a part of this. Man, it's just interesting. It's got to be some more facts to it, man. Because I really don't doubt that boy just came off the hinge and did what he did.
What? Okay,
He did come off the hinge and do what he did.
Yeah.
Somebody did pass away, so
think about it like this. Coincidence, right? What's the coincidence of a child actually bringing a knife to a school, a school event, right? What's the coincidence? Now, what's the coincidence of this child actually using the knife?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. What's the coincidence? And then if you now, because it's like even getting deeper, like if he's actually using it, like he probably been training with it. Cause just think about it, man. If this child brought this knife, he probably, even if he only did it a couple of times, even if he, you know what I mean.
Man, if I carry a knife, I keep a knife on me, but it's mainly in my truck. I barely put it in. I never really put it in my pocket. Keep a knife, I don't understand that.
I have a knife in my truck. I put it on my, when I get ready to do my thing at work. But bro, it's like that knife. Even if I got into an altercation and I had my knife on me, bro, I would never even think to grab my knife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the point I was making earlier. Like I can't even describe to you when you said how accurate you can be with a knife, because I don't imagine ever using my knife unless I'm like, bro, I feel like I'm about to die. Like I got to come out of this situation, whatever it is. And then at that point, it's life or death. So it's whatever.
Right. And that's
I probably ain't trying to get out there. I'm trying to get up out of there. If I don't kill you with the first stroke, I'm probably running.
Correct.
I'm in a knife fight with you.
And that's what I'm trying to, because that takes a hell of a, you got to have, your mind got to, you got to be a clear thinking then to go to it got to be a natural reaction. It's like, even when those police officers, that's a natural reaction for them. They're not going to this taser first. They getting their gun first. So, because it's only natural. So if you only gonna do what's natural, and that's what these experts, they can really break down. You only gonna do what's natural. When you fear for your life, you only gonna do what's natural. So, but
man, it's been a pleasure, Jay.
Yes, sir. That's what I was about to get ready, man. I was about to get ready to end the show. My computer about to get ready to go dead anyway, y'all. But I appreciate you for coming out, Rich, man. I'll be back again tomorrow, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming by. Y'all stop, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for me. And we'll be back tomorrow, man, for another topic for, whatever we find out we want to talk about, man. So y'all be good and good night, man.